Hello, everyone. Welcome back to D6, where I, RJ, break together the several friends from across the internet to play on a TTRPG show. Oh.
I'm a little nervous there with the tone.
Oh. I haven't even begun, my friends.
No. That's ominous.
Before we get on into today's session, I have a couple of quick D6 announcements, and I have also forgot my glasses. So, just one sec.
Oh, good.
There we go. There we go. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright. So, first and foremost, as I've already probably announced last week, the Blast Guard subclass for Fighters 5th edition is finally out over on our Patreon for playtest. We should also have some stuff that is now made available to those who also want to playtest that aren't in the particular tier for it. So if you want to check out, I want to say it's not our race document because I felt like I've already released that one, but we will have to see.
I believe you have already released the race document.
Yeah. Well, a public release for the race document because it was behind the patron tier.
Right.
So, yeah. The patron tier, the tier for patrons. It is available for our $3 tier patrons for the Blast Guard. So if you want to go ahead and check it out, by all means. Next up, all of our podcast episodes are up to date. If you want to go check out our podcast episodes, they are available over on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. We do not have any sponsors for a little while. Simply just looking to figure out what our affiliate stuff is coming from at the moment. I'm in conversation with at least Gamer Subs for now. We will be seeing them soon, I promise. And also, to those who listen to this show, we are going to be changing something up for those of you who prefer things to be a bit more stereo. We are experimenting these next couple of episodes to see how the kind of space for all the player audio is coming through for stereo users. I have gotten a little bit of feedback between 3%, 5%. I'm waiting to get some more audio people to kind of give me the right feedback. But if you notice that the audio does sound a little bit different and a bit more stereo, there is a reason for that. And if you guys like what you hear, please leave a comment both in the podcast and in the YouTube videos, so that way I know what to kind of expect moving forward, because there's only so much information that I can base my opinion off of. So, yeah. Let's see. I think that might be it.
You think, therefore you am?
I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. Alrighty, and cross that off. Alright. Shall we get into the game?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tara, I think
Oh.
I'm just scared.
Why? Hooray, let's get right into feelings.
Right.
Where were we? Right, the pit of despair.
On the Sandtide.
Meanwhile, in the pit of despair.
Alright. Where we had last left off. As the Wayward Vanguard descended into the halls of the Arcadian, after entering through its massive walls, you make it into the forge to find that spirits of death, with no Marquess of Ravens to control them anymore, had fountained their way into the Well of Souls. After descending into it, as Nyx and Salazar try to assist with the weave, reliving the final day of the worst day of their lives, returning back with their divine sparks and defeating a elder death spirit. The arrival of Arthur von Drug, and as well as Rolloy with the Sand Tide, you all make your way out back to Alexandria. Where Canis comes to find the truth of Aeor, and also the unfortunate reveal of Citra's father's passing by Arya. That is where we had last left off. As the night proceeds, anything else that anybody would like to do before the new day begins?
Does this include the previous night?
Yes.
Okay.
As we needed to get through those last two things, so.
E.
So essentially, we're coming back to after Citra kind of, fell apart.
Yeah. Yep.
In which case, this might be a good situation for Rollo and Wenry to show everyone to their cabins.
Am I going to be interchangeably switching between these two?
I don't
You're
know.
You're more than welcome to, but for the sake of it, Rolloy will probably more than likely be taking the back seat.
That's fair.
Depending on how many changes Rollo has made to the ship since Wenry was last on it.
Yeah,
Well,
that.
Since you've asked. During my travels, I discovered an ancient spell. I think the wizard was named Guldo? I don't remember. Anyway, I refurbished it, and I made it my own. And as he leads Wenry down further into the guts of the Sand Tide, he opens up a door to reveal a large extra-dimensional space inside of the Sand Tide itself. He gestures to the large wooden space and with a bunch of different furnishings and silverware and plates and tables and stuff like that, all of it looking like it's come from places in the astral sea. And he spreads his arms out and says, "Welcome to Rolloy's Convenient Cloister."
Rollo's Convenient Cloister.
Yep,
Huh?
it's mine.
On Wenry's Sandtide.
It's my extra-dimensional space.
Alright.
Here I am king.
Yeah, in this space. Particularly in this space. Okay.
Yes.
Here, I am King Pirate.
You are king here. Outside that
Yes.
door, I wear the crown on this ship.
This is what we in the business call a loophole, my dear Wenry.
Fine. Your space. Are you going to be sharing it with everyone else, or is it just yours?
Oh, of course! There's plenty
Okay.
of room in here.
Okay.
And as he leads Wenry around, does the tour, there is So Reloy has created an extra-dimensional space inside of the Sandtide. It is the equivalent of a 2-story building.
A very roomy 2-story building.
It includes a bedroom with 4 beds, chairs, chest, and a magical fireplace. A study with desks, books, bookshelves, parchment, ink, and ink pens. A fine dining space with a table, chairs, a magical fireplace, and containers. A lounge with couches, armchairs, side tables, and footstools. A washroom with a toilet, wash tubs, a magical brazier, and sauna benches. A barracks for weapons and armor. And an unfurnished empty room. Not sure what I'm going to do with this one. For now, it's an empty room.
Might need to make it a spare bedroom if we don't have enough space for everyone.
I can easily just cast it again.
Alrighty then.
Create another room. That's the thing. If I cast it at a higher level, I can make more rooms.
Alrighty then. Well, it seems
What's
like
more, this is permanent.
Oh. Well, this is especially nice. Don't worry, I will not be making this into a cruise ship. But it's nice. I appreciate it, Roy.
Roy,
Thank you.
brings a hand up to his chin and, strokes it for a second.
Bap.
Hmm.
Just a bap, just like, no, not yet.
Ow!
We got
What?
stuff to do first.
Oh, right.
When the world isn't collapsing,
I
then
forgot
you
about
can
the
do as you
impending
please.
doom. You know, I was so used to dealing with impending doom that I completely forgot about everyone else.
Uh-huh. I'll ask for more details on exactly what happened. I know you gave me the summary, but we'll do more later. Anyway, in the meantime,
Right.
let's fetch
how many
everyone.
of us are there now?
Well,
I'll create one more bedroom.
I'm going to be in the captain's quarters. You can have this space. Everyone else can have this space. I need my room back.
As you wish. And Roloy will begin casting Roloy's Convenient Clayster again to create another bedroom.
Alright.
Or individual bedrooms should the cast wish it.
I imagine within, these are just going to have basic accommodations. Anything customized, that can be done later.
Yeah. Notably, everything in this space is not there's no magical food, there's no magical servants. This is all just completely mundane stuff. It is semi-real. It is made with magic, but it is for all intents and purposes real.
Yes.
At least now, Canis doesn't have to worry about a looming snake skeleton.
You don't know about that part.
What?
Only Citra knows about that outside of
That's player
Salzar.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
player talk. Wenry has no idea.
I know, I heard you.
Anyway, so I imagine then everyone will be given their own room. Does it have a view,
Yes.
Roloy? Does each room have a decent view, or is it just like a porthole?
I could see about making a window.
I imagine it might get a little bit claustrophobic if we don't have windows.
May get a little fucky, but I'll try it.
Okay, so long as the ship doesn't fall apart, I'm happy.
I don't think it will.
Fingers crossed. Give it a shot.
Okay, here I go! And then Reloy will be busy with that for a little bit.
Of course.
Strange
Alright.
company you used to keep.
Oh, trust me, he wasn't the only one.
Hmm.
And he wasn't the latest.
As you see as Arthur's kind of just standing behind you both.
What?
Yes? What is it, Arthur?
Nothing in particular. I was actually hoping to speak to the king himself for a little while. Of course, there's many details that need to be discussed.
Well, alright. Canis, your room is, I think the one down on the last one on the left side should be open, so I think that one could be yours. We'll get everyone else situated.
Thank you.
As you see, as Arthur kind of just like, you see as the helmet just bows a bit.
Mhm.
Shall we?
Let's.
As those two kind of disperse into their own space. Anybody else doing anything else?
Nyx is. Well, Nyx did steal a cake last
She did.
episode.
Yeah,
So-
Rolloy like put back all the like the welcome back ribbons and streamers and had
Yeah.
an invisible servant take away a cake.
and then just stole a cake and immediately abscond to it, back to Salazar. Cake.
He looks down at it. I don't think it's my birthday.
No, this is not for birthdays.
Oh,
This is. It could have been a morbid type of birthday of us getting our divine spark, but I'm not that corny. I just feel like
I
we both
see.
need comfort food. It makes you feel better.
he'll like reach out and he'll grab a piece, just with his hand.
Yeah, Nyx is also just grabbing stuff with their hands. They didn't
I
grab
love
any
these two.
utensils.
Yeah.
Just
Wow, that is sweet.
sits down. It's like, well. Eh. Oh,
I can't remember the last time I had anything like this.
cake?
Yes. Treat of any sort, really.
Do you not treat yourself?
He just kind of wryly smirks at that.
Hmm.
Never had much opportunity to treat myself.
Fair. Not sure if you want to talk about what happened.
Sort of like cast prestidigitation to like clean up his face from any icing or crumbs
Nyx,
or whatnot.
Nyx just has fucking icing, and they're still eating more cake. Like, they took the whole cake, so it's like there's half for both of them. So they're not sharing yet.
That gets an eyebrow raise briefly, but then he sort of just sits down. I mean, what is there to talk about?
Hmm. Well, depends if you want to let anything off of your chest, but also if you want to ask any questions. If that's a good starting point. I know I have questions for you.
What I saw in the tree space,
Yes. Yes. And Nyx kind of looks around and makes sure no one's in the space besides themselves, and then just like, and they hold out a hand after they lick their fingers of cake and just like hold out their hand, and it turns into a starry blue void of night. That was me. Real me. What I
Have I ever seen anything like this before?
Once. You are aware of a man known as Samael Ishgari. He had many communications with Alois, and you've probably been in attendance to a couple of those meetings, and you've seen the man change his face. No magic involved. You can tell that there are people like him that do exist out there, and this is probably one of them. Yes, that's what
his eyes like dart from the hand to Nex, over and over, just obviously sort of thinking. Are you a changeling?
Nyx perks up their ears and then nods.
I've known a few in my time. Set of brothers, actually.
So I would assume that there are more, but with me, but I never am sure. Kind of hard to really find one another, if you can imagine.
I suppose that is fair. Though I've never seen a changeling quite like you.
Ah. Yeah. I recall that that other man that was with one of the Bright brothers. He referred to me being an oddity or a rarity or something. I was kind of frustrated. I didn't listen to his words that carefully, but referring to the other Yuan-Ti that was in that vision back then.
Oh.
His shoulders sort of droop, and he looks down at the floor. Looks at his hand full of cake.
Yes. The Yuan-Ti in your vision. I've seen him before. Fought him before. Thought I killed him, but...
Is he not dead?
He is dead now.
Good. No offense, but good.
He was an evil man.
He kind of
He was an evil man.
Then good. Him whispering in Vincent's ear to convince him to attack my family. Glad he's dead.
He slowly reaches a hand up towards blissful ignorance, and he thinks for a moment.
Did that seem out of character for him?
For Vincent? I'd never liked the man. He was a politician. He had ambitions and wanting of power, and he always gave me the creeps. I never, ever wanted to be near him when he was around.
It is my understanding that Grin Nosedriv was also a wizard, oddly enough. An enchanter, He specialized in stealing people's minds, making them do his bidding. With the help of this,
And he sort of taps Blissful Ignorance.
Nyx glances at it. I don't know if he was charmed, but part of me believes that he didn't need to be charmed. Just pushed. A lot of his family members are like that, except for one. He was the nicest one of them, named Elliot.
Salazar's eyes will squint at that name. Salazar has seen Elliot before, hasn't he?
Yes.
Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Yaru.
Yes. Yes.
That was when Nex was Elliot, though, I think, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Yes, that is correct. I don't believe Salazar knew that
The
Nyx was
actual Elliot.
Yeah, he doesn't know the deep history there.
Technically, you've met Nex before.
Yeah.
Weird.
just Nyx doesn't remember seeing Salazar before. It's
The only memory you
complicated.
have is through Perel saying, yeah, no, that's that dude.
It's just like, oh,
Elliot.
huh,
And you said his last name was
right.
Bright.
Yeah.
Blonde hair, sort of holier than thou air about him.
He's a jackass, but he.
I think I've met him before myself, actually.
Oh,
Briefly, with Alois.
huh.
But it was... we didn't speak.
How? And Nyx kind of pauses and furrows their brow just a little bit. It's like, wait, okay. When did you meet him?
How long ago was this? Like a year ago?
About over a year ago, within the northern forests of Vale, you were
remember,
investigating.
Nyx doesn't remember, but Perel did tell you what happened when you kind of came out of it.
Yeah,
right.
but like, Nyx wants to hear it from Salazar, though.
Oh, okay. I'm just letting you know that you would know it, you just don't know it as a personal memory.
Right.
Yeah. If I remember right, it would
think
maybe be about a year and a half back in this timeline.
Yeah.
I think it was a little over a year ago, actually, in the forests of Vale.
There. We kind of shrink just a little bit.
I'm sorry, did I say something wrong?
No. It's complicated.
I see.
It's,
You don't have to tell me.
no. It's not that. It's... I understand something a little bit more now. For a while, I felt a bit of deja vu seeing you.
He sort of raises his eyebrow and tilts his head to the side.
And just because Nyx saw, like, that past of Salazar, this is the only reason why Nyx is being this open. In the past, I was not Nyx for about 5 years. An incident happened after my house burned down. And I ran away with what was left of my family, and eventually, I came back into contact in another city with Elliot, my old childhood friend. Back then, and they kind of like look off for a second, and kind of just shake their head. We reconnected, but the problem is that I didn't know he was a Bright. One day I found out, and with fresh wounds, I was terrified of him and tried to run. And he followed me. Despite the fact that I was terrified of him, he still followed me. And out of fear, I snuck into his room that he was sleeping in at an inn, and I poisoned him in his sleep. He didn't suffer, but I killed him. And I couldn't deal with that. And my punishment for myself was to try to hide the whole thing through guilt. My punishment was to try to erase my own self and return Elliot to the world. So I've been Elliot for at least 5 years. So
Salazar sort of like looking down at the cake, down to the floor. Obviously, thoughts racing through his mind.
Then that was you.
Nyx nods.
Oh.
I don't remember that well when I was Elliot. Typically when changelings do, or at least when I change into someone else, I can do it for a long period of time, but I keep some semblance of my own ego. But I wasn't trying to do that when I was Elliot. So you did meet Elliot, it just wasn't Elliot at the same time. But yeah, sorry, that was heavy.
No, it's been kind of a heavy sort of day.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just probably made it worse.
There is no need to apologize to me, Nyx. I understand. I can't forgive you for what you've done. I have no room to judge you on that front. Sometimes when we are in pain, we are frightened, when our very existence is threatened or perceived to be. We can do terrible things. I think that might just be a part of living and learning. I wasn't always a necromancer. You were curious about my master, my former master.
So he was your former master?
Until I killed him.
Nix nods.
The first man I ever killed. His name was Ulfric Dumorn. He taught me everything I knew about necromancy. For 10 years, he took me under his wing and we crafted abominations, stole cadavers from graveyards, and made all manner of man-eating beast. I think I still have some scars on my arms from where zombies bit me. At the apex of our research, Dumorn was obsessed with lichdom. He taught me the formula that he knew. I know there are multiple methods to lichdom now, but the ritual required the sacrifice of an infant. I saw that little dwarven girl on that altar. Necrotic energies seeping towards her. I heard her wake up and scream. And I knew I had to do something. He looks down at his arm. I struck the summoning circle with my hand. Stopped the ritual. Saved the girl. And killed my master. Surpassed him. And I was forever changed. I returned the girl to her family in the dead of the night. And I moved on. What I'm trying to say is, I understand. There is no one who walks this planet that has not done something they regret. I am in no position to judge you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've never told that to anybody except Eloise.
Nix kind of gives a soft smile. There's very few that know about my deeper past. It feels nice to share.
Like you've just taken a weight off of your shoulders.
Nix gives a nod.
He looks over at Nex and actually cracks a smile.
I think I know that feeling too. Well, we should finish this cake before someone finds out that it's stolen.
Yeah.
Eat the evidence.
The evidence.
No, very distant rollers. What the fuck? Where'd it go?
I could have sworn I had a cake in here.
You're just gonna be covered in cake. No one will ever know.
No one will
The secret
ever
is
know.
eating the evidence.
Yeah. Just eat the evidence.
And I think Salazar and Nex will finish off the cake.
Yes.
Alrighty.
I think I have one more set of business, but that's about it. But I don't know if you want to move a scene or not, or if anyone else wants to do anything.
We should
gonna move the
probably
scene.
let other people have the floor.
Yeah. As Canis and Arthur shuffle into their private rooms within the cloister, you see as the large man in this pure white outfit and that helm that kind of glows in this, in these 6 lines, is kind of just looking around, kind of inspecting the brand new upgrades that have been made recently. Magecraft is such an important practice in this world. One might have to agree.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Yeah, it is inconsistent, but you are cutting out every now and again.
I got about half of that last sentence there.
It wasn't terrible.
No.
Okay. Magecraft is quite useful. One might have to agree.
Yes. I'm sure you didn't drag me out in private to simply talk about that.
Is the helm kind of looking at you? Yes, of course. My apologies. As you see as he kind of spreads the arms out a bit. A proper introduction, then. My name is Arthur von Droog. To many, I am the Umbrian known as the Famine Alchemist. I am also the Pirate Lord of Conquest within the city-state of Volflora beneath the ocean.
Quite a title.
And you are none other than Canis Metilius, son of Bahamut and the Adamantine Dragon.
That I am.
Titles are important. They determine positions of power or recognition of our past and our intentions. So, of course, one might assume what my intention might be, to discuss with you on particular matters. Like, for example, your wife, Helena Athronus, Helena Metilius. She is safe, right now, thankfully. However, the position she is in is quite unique. She is currently in discussion with the Queen of the Unseelie, and it has created quite a bit of stir within the Fey realm.
That does tend to happen whenever she returns home. What else do you know of the situation?
Well, as of right now, like I said, she is safe. However, she's learning a lot more of what has been hidden behind thousands of years of lies and deceit. So I've been more than happy to stand by and collect such information. However, see as
Nope,
cracks
we
the
lost
back
you
of
You
again.
cut out again.
Oh,
You cut out.
that's weird.
We hear you now.
Yeah.
It maybe you moved funny and the wire went geshtunked.
Yeah, I think it was when you started rubbing the back of your head.
Okay. You see as he kind of like cracks the neck a bit, and you could hear the faint, subtle pops. My nexus is not exactly attuned to the Fey realm, so getting such information can be a bit foggy.
Understandable. Why come to me about this now?
Because there are various problems around Erzheimel that is growing absurdly poignant. For example, see, he just moves around the room trying to keep his mind busy. It's almost as if like he's downloading the information as it comes. The matter in Celsium to start with. Multiple legions of Lumerians have made their way to its shores in Bulvaka. Without the Sultan there, many of its military and leadership are now to the wind and within its deserts. Another worry that...
toward her to be conquered by Roya.
Of course. Another issue that has arisen to me, and what information I have before the convocation arrives, is Thalia. Oh yes, and then there's that matter with the other Umbrians, the convocation. A sect of individuals, of radicals, that still believe in the old king and his ideals. They've all made their move.
As if we didn't have enough to worry about, what with the Dreadnought and Roya's reemergence, and the corruption from the Dreadnought.
Yes. Fortunately, we're all playing with too little information and so little time to gather. And as such, I might have to recommend a particular form of action.
And it would be?
You need to head to the Black Archives.
What do you think is waiting for me there?
I don't know. However, there is a particular ally of mine that is currently awaiting a group of individuals where she will reveal to them some unique information, at least to her description. The Black Archives is the beginning and the end. It has been the very force that has kept many of the Umbrians at bay. A unique gathering of very old and very powerful dragons. So, for you, I imagine such a meeting might be necessary.
Agreed.
Well then. That being said, as he kind of just folds the arms and hands behind his back as he walks out towards the door, I am more than willing to assist the lot of you, should you all need an extra hand in combative measures. I just will need a bit more time in order to build something. Once it is done, it will be my honor to assist the lot of you.
I'm quite appreciative of that. However, I'm unsure if combative may be the help we need from you. You seem to be at least far more informed than us as to the goings-ons in Erzheimel.
As you see, as he kind of just like taps the helmet a bit. This. I am old, Canis. As you can imagine, we Umbrians have been around for far longer than most. My method of collecting information involves many, many hands. Luxon hands, if you will. All me.
And it is quite useful.
Yes. It is. In the meantime, relax. Gather yourself. Surely, I'm aware that a particular individual from a particular realm will be opening a particular gate to return to. Once we head back to Centauri, we will gather whatever information we can, and then we move to Erdzeimel.
Very well then.
Good evening, Sir Martilius.
And to you.
As he goes towards the door and leaves without another word. You hear the heavy footfalls of his scientific armored being fade away.
Sound of a Coke can dropping down the stairs. Sorry.
And as such,
I was going to say, I just wanted to give time for everyone else. I think the only thing Citra would do with the final brain cell that's still intact is try to contact her mother, since they're not in Centauri.
Yeah, I think Arya is going to give Citra some privacy now.
You don't have to. At this point, you're kind of involved.
Okay, in that case, Arya is sitting with Citra by
Hands
the
off.
proverbial magical phone, whichever way
No,
she's
picked up-
contacting her mother.
She picked up sending. Thank
Sending,
God.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have to roll anything, or are we doing the rule of emotional damage?
I believe if you're in a
damage.
You take 1d6
emotional.
emotion damage?
Yeah. Let me double check.
I don't know, depending on how bad it is, it might be a D12.
This is a d20.
Okay.
20 damage.
You sure you don't want to make it a D100?
Not yet.
God damn.
No, it is. You do roll a d100.
For emotional damage?
For emotional
You
damage.
roll 2 d10s, basically. You roll percenter die.
Any distance and even a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that message doesn't arrive. Okay. So, as you cast the spell, you have 25 words.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna roll the percentage.
I'll hold off on the message, I guess.
A 5% is a 1 in 20.
And you won't know that if it passes or not, I believe. So.
Well, I will if he answers back as mom, so.
That's true.
Alright. So, I didn't want to interrupt if you had anything else to say. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I don't have the emotional cry as I did last week, but imagine that her voice is incredibly, like, raspy from wailing. But she says, Mom, please tell me you're alive. I know what happened to Dad. I need to know if the Sultan's alive. Like, she's keeping it short. She would have so much more to say, but she's trying to make sure she doesn't overstep the message boundary, really.
Yeah. A moment passes as You hear as a voice reaches back to you. We are safe. I know. I have taken the Sultan to Zanzibar. I am sorry. I love you.
I love you too, Mom. I'll be home soon. And for Sav and Arya, you know that she definitely got the message through as soon as, like, that relief hits her, like a ton of bricks, just to hear her mom return a message to her. And she's trying to keep it together and just... She's alive. And the Sultan's alive.
Arya just kind of reassuringly squeezes Citra's shoulders.
They're in Zanzibar.
It's good that they're safe. That's a relief to hear after everything.
If my dad is gone and they're in Zanzibar, Acelsium's been invaded.
And
What do you
see
need,
as
Citra?
I don't know right now.
See as Sav kind of turns his head towards you, Arya. Then we head to Zanzibar.
Agreed.
We have to tell the others. Because that means things are a lot worse than we left that Erziheimel.
They need to know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be okay for a while.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Would you like me to stay? Or would you like me to tell the others what happened?
I can be amongst you if you need to tell them. They need to know, and to be fair, I wear my emotions like a bright colored jacket. It'll be obvious. I don't want to hide from them. But,
Don't push yourself to anything that you're not up to.
I won't. Sav won't let me do that.
Okay.
Granted, Sav's gonna have to help her stand up. Like, she's just a wreck.
Yeah. He's big, strong man.
Very
He's a
strong.
big boy.
Yup.
Oh, big boy.
The big boy.
That is her big brother. God, this is probably like
My
an
rotten
insult too to
soldier,
him.
my sweet cheese,
Yeah.
my good time boy.
Out of character, like, that's gotta be a slap to Sav, because it's Roya invading his home.
As far as he's aware.
Yep.
Shuffling out of the captain's quarter and into private rooms. Last things last. Next, I know you said you wanted to do something real quick?
Contact Fuchsia. We haven't done it in, I think, a day or two.
All right.
It is intelligence save, correct?
Correct.
With advantage, because I know the person.
Yes.
Okay. 23.
All right, you're good. As you feel the connection between you and Fuchsia, as you bridge the gap of multiple planes, as you find yourself in the same kind of blurred space here within the Fey realm. She is staring into what looks like to be this weird room, and there's this low magical hum. Very reminiscent to the kind of magical hum you would hear from the gates of Centauri. Before her head kind of tilts and turns. Oh, hello, love.
Hi.
You know what? We are actually just about to leave the Fey realm, so I was going to try and surprise you. Fortunately, I guess now the surprise is ruined.
I mean, you still could have surprised me. Yeah.
How about you? What's going on?
A lot's happened. Where to start? I believe we saved another realm. So there was a tree and it was hurting, and they feel like they're in trouble, like they're putting this on themselves. Like it's completely on themselves.
Love, it always starts with the tree with you.
It's on brand.
And I was trying to save a tree, and it was absorbing too much magic and souls of the dead. And so you know how Citra kind of got like a divine spark thing?
Did you tell her that?
I believe I did.
Oh, okay, I was like, I don't
I believe
know
so.
that.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
So with Salazar's help, we both have divine sparks now.
Oh!
Mm-hmm. I wasn't planning on that. I just wanted.
I mean, it's not a
the
bad
tree.
thing, is it?
I don't know. I'm worried that I might be cut off from you. I'm worried about if Roy is going to sniff out that I have this new power. It complicates things, but that's just my paranoia, I guess, but I don't know.
Nix, if I am to be entirely honest, given everything, it is nice to know that you are going to probably take the place of somebody who has been both revered and hated for millennia. Nature is ever changing, and knowing you, the ability to change, I believe best fits you. And just a thorough reminder, I am probably one of the premier spellcasters in all of Erzheimel. I would definitely find my way back to you if you found yourself in the divine realm one way or another. We're not sure if that's even the case yet.
Right. Right. That's...
If you're worried about Roya, look at the state in which everything is in right now. Everything is worried about Roya. You're not alone.
Oh. Speaking of that, I haven't had a dream with Roya in the past few days, and it is concerning me.
He might be forcing himself to stay awake then. If he is not willing to sleep.
I didn't know gods needed to sleep, so that's just news to me. Of course, I wasn't really a worshipper, so I couldn't really find out that kind of stuff, so...
Dreams are a very curious thing, especially within Erzheimel. Many of us have found ourselves connected beyond realms and great distances. However, you and Roya, I wonder why.
Yeah. If he's forcing himself to stay awake, then either he is occupied, probably doing what he does, terrorizing people or something like that, I don't know. Or he's plotting something. Both are not good.
Well, that might be more determinable once I've returned back to the prime material plane. So...
How are things in the Fey realm? I needed to just make sure to ask.
Annoying, as always. I mean... Rudy managed to verbally convince many a Fae to assisting us with our trip back home. The prince has grown quite a bit from his usual whining that I had initially known him for. And then, of course, me. I'm always me.
So, I think... Oh, we're on the Sandtide.
That improves the situation a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Beneficial, to say the least. Well,
but Arthur's here also, so...
Sorry.
Wonderful.
Every time, everybody collectively.
Everybody sighs in Sandtide.
Well then. See what you might be able to get from him. He's astoundingly, I thought he would have been more involved, at least in the unseelie aspect, but I'm not sure how he managed to escape such a place.
Yeah, that is curious. If he went to see the unseelie. I
Well.
could try to do some snooping. One last thing. I think I'm running out of my options of topics. Salazar knows about me. When I was in the tree realm, he had to assist me. Or I would have perished or died, apparently. And, he saw the real me, as well as my past.
Well, I'm glad he was there to help you.
Nyx nods. I'm glad too.
I say, it does put him in a brighter light at that point, but... As always, I'll remain ever skeptical.
I understand. But... I know I can trust him.
Then I trust in your judgment.
Nyx gives a
As
smile.
you see, as you begin to feel a pull, almost as if it's starting at your fingers and wrapping around, trying to bring you back to your body.
I suppose we'll catch up when we both meet at the material plane?
Of course.
I love you.
I love you too. Till then, love.
Bye.
As you feel as your existence is then pulled away, and find yourself in your cabin with the ritual over, and the night proceeds forward into the day. As all of you slowly awaken and shuffle out,
Citra
as
looks worse for wear.
all of you find yourselves on the deck of the Sandtide, and in short order you begin to hear that there's a small march of dwarves of Alexandria coming towards the ship, as see is the forge guards in their massive gloves and equipment as they make their way to meet you all. And you see as the queen bows to all of you. Thank you all again for your help. It had been quite a difficult time, but it does seem like the outer walls are a bit more stable, and we are going to put ourselves back to work in trying to get Arcadia to where it was.
Citra looks at Nyx like, didn't you say you were going to warn them about that void gate thing?
Right. To the two dwarfs, if they are there.
Oh, they're all there.
Okay, so they're all there.
Yeah.
But facing the two that are dealing with the portals, Nyx does inform them that there has been another portal opening up in there, to be cautious when going through the tunnels.
We'll keep an eye out for it. We've already started developing a practice measure, as was described by Guinness.
Good. Nods and steps back.
Yeah, she spoke to you, but like she has this like dead tone to her right now. By the way, for Nyx.
Nyx also seems a little distracted, but and I believe that we also had to give the thing to the other dwarf. I don't know if we did that last.
That one was a secret thing we had to do because it
Well,
was
we're not
crime.
mentioning it loud. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that one's not out loud. That's like above to
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
character
by the
talk.
way, and just hand it to him in front of everyone. Yeah,
That might be a thing where you just kind of look at him, meet his glance, and just like nod.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it.
Yep.
As you see, as the queen kind of crosses her hands, is this the last we'll be seeing of all of you?
We don't know. The dreadnought affects every realm. We may need to call upon help when it comes to it.
I'll speak to the other kings and queens. You'll have the force of Arcadia at your side for what you've done for all of us. If that is the case.
Yeah. Citra gives a weak smile, but like, it's obvious she's gone through something, but she's being polite about it.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Oh, was she that boring? Damn.
No. That's just me.
No, I know. I'm being silly.
And you see as the old dwarven man, as he kind of, hobbles over. Well then, if anything in particular manages to break on any of you, don't be afraid to come back. We're more than happy to at least take a look at whatever it is that you find.
Well, there was one thing that I was at least looking for before we went off. Do you perchance know where I could find Mithril?
Yes, of course. We have quite a bit of it ourselves.
Just pulls it out of his pocket.
No, you mean this? It's like fishbowl rocks to us.
Yeah.
Well, it's still particularly mine, but we could find it. We can find a good amount if you need some.
That would be quite helpful to me before we are off.
Yes, of course. Well then, you see as he kind of just like beckons one of the other forge guards, and it's just like, go grab it for me real quick. just like, and just.
He's just a little
I
guy.
love this guy.
He's the best one.
Thank you, Grandpa Dwarf.
Yeah. Grandpère! As you see one of the other forge guards go running off, the queen also, as she looks towards what is a small set of guards as they come walking over, two of them kind of carrying each side of a large chest along with them. We also wanted to repay you for what you have done. As I'm relatively sure currency is accepted in all realms, but as the large chest gets put down, here is a heavy thud as kind of opens, and you see what looks like to be very just like neatly like stacks of coins, kind of like like Ritz rolls. Just
Oh my gosh.
just long stacks. Probably worth about 10,000 gold pieces worth of coins.
Holy shit.
Okay.
That is incredibly generous. We will be sure to divvy this out fairly and...
That is almost too generous. Thank you.
You saved an entire realm. I'd imagine, at least.
Yes,
see is
we did.
one of the other
Nudges.
You see how it's like one of the female dwarven guards like just piping up to say this. You saved our homes. This is at the very least what we can do.
Excellent.
Nyx is happier now.
No, it's just like, yes, compensation for our trauma. Excellent. I was going to save the tree anyway. It wouldn't ought have mattered.
It's nice to have.
Yeah. It's just like...
As the front of, or the top of the chest gets closed, and you see is like this large dwarven, like,
we lost you
knuckle
again.
lock. Oh, it's alright. As you
I don't know
notice,
why
like,
the darn thing flickers.
as this large dwarven lock kind of just, you know, these massive fists just come together and then lock it in.
Hell yeah.
I think that's gonna have to be Sov and Canis that carries that shit back on the ship.
Probably.
Yeah, that's not gonna fit in my bag, no.
And after a little while longer, you see as one of the forge guards comes like huffing back and has a what looks like to be about a fist-sized chunk of this very shiny, bright white steel. Hopefully to your liking. And just hands it to you, Canis.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah.
This should do perfectly.
As you all begin to hear the hum and haw of a portal beginning to open behind the sand tide as it widens greatly.
I believe that's our cue.
Yeah. I guess everybody who's going is aboard. Again, it was a pleasure seeing all of you and helping you all out.
The threat's still in the sky, so be careful.
Of course. You see as the Forge Guards, the Royal Knights, and as well as the Queen, as she waves towards all of you, as all of you board the Sand Tide, along with your spoils.
We got 10,000 gold, y'all!
Yeah! Now I need to figure it out.
As the ship turns and as it passes through this massive gate, you find yourself on the kind of outer tower side of Centauri. As you notice that there are just small and tiny faces from way down below, just kind of taking a look at this magical ship. Very unique for what it is, compared to nautiloids and various other spelljammers that make their way here.
Wenry is very proud of her very unique ship.
If we're still on the top and before we, like, I guess, meet up with the lady, Citra just kind of, like, yanks on Canis's, like, arm for a second, just... I think this might be of importance, but... Celsium's been attacked, and, I only know this because of Arya. My dad apparently made one last wish to her before he died. Protecting the Sultan. My dad was the captain of the Royal Guard, but, he is alive, the Sultan. He's with my mother in Zanzibar.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I'll need some time before I can be my usual self, but the more information we know, the better, right?
I understand.
Salazar just looks very apologetic.
She just kind of gives that, like, little weak kind of smile, like, you know, like, they're trying, but, like, they're devastated, you know?
In the meantime, it is probably in our best interest to go to Zanzibar.
I know how to get there.
I was also told by Arthur that we may wish to also head to the Black Archive. What we will find there, we are unsure what we will find.
I don't know where it is specifically, but I know Dante was basically made the new leader of it after Azure was gone.
And you see as Arthur looks over, is that so?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And what do you want out of the Black Archives, Arthur?
Nothing in immediate importance.
He's in the Thalia Cliffs, last I remember.
See as AR steps up. Well, let's meet the lady first, and then we'll talk more information on what to make our next move to be.
Okay.
As you see, as the building almost as it transforms, creating this outer bridge as it leads straight into that upper area for the lady, as sees the sand tide lands and kind of remains stable.
Hey, no more frog person and using the elevator.
You still can, it's just, you know.
This is convenient.
As a lot of you make your way into the gate room, see as the large star-like mask awaiting all of you, and there is also kind of just this acknowledgement with Arthur that he is here temporarily.
You are on a very short leash, my friend.
Yeah. It is good to see all of you return, Wayward Vanguard. So, let us appraise the situation as it is. As of right now...
So what happened once...
As of right now, many of the outer realms are stabilizing. Much of my own efforts, including all of yours, has allowed us a modicum of breathing room. However, the Nine Hells remains substantially damaged, given the circumstances of devils finding their way into the levels where they're not supposed to, and Osmodius attempting to clean up that mess. For now, it is probably best to wait until we figure out what our next move is.
If it's not a problem, I believe we will be staying on the stand tight here, but would you mind terribly if we keep it here, or would you prefer us to move it to the docks?
You see as she looks out towards it. Given everything, I believe that is perfect where it needs to be.
Thank you.
As Aor kind of peeks up, I don't think that we should be heading to any of the Outer Realms either. In fact, sitting on our laurels is the worst thing that we can do right now. And you see as the head turns towards him, you have been the most amount of trouble. And see as she stares down at the book that he still is grasping towards his chest, as he kind of sighs and lets it go. As you see as this starbound tome as it begins to kind of float in between all of you. And you hear as the book just opens and a voice comes out. Much apologies. I was attempting to try and keep things stable. As the book kind of, as the pages turns towards everybody, and then it stops towards you, Canis. It's good to see an old face.
Always nice to hear an old voice.
Much apologies for this. Unfortunately, I want to try and keep myself out of the eyes of Roya for as long as possible, and this book, being what it is, has allowed me this cloaked existence for now. I would much prefer that he is not capable of mantling magic like he did last time. And is Aor kind of just like leaning back a bit, catching his breath. Sov taking a step up. Excelsium would probably be our best bet to start with. If you want my opinion, of course. Aor looking over. No. The Black Archives, obviously. We head to Excelsium now. All we're doing is just getting into the middle of a big fight, and we reveal ourselves right to Roya if any of his commanders manage to catch an eye of any of us.
To that I would agree with Aor. I'm sorry, but it is not somewhere we can be, Sov.
Not yet.
Citra just looks more pained the more you talk about Excelsium. She's saying nothing.
I say we go soon, but I believe we should definitely weigh our options before we go anywhere.
Agreed. We don't need to go anywhere immediately, so we don't need to make a decision immediately.
It feels to me that knowing that you need the Black Archives, and I know Dante has control of it, is a bit feeling like Azure somehow planned this, even when he's not here.
That would be just like him.
It's pretty much his wheelhouse. As much as I want to go home.
I'm sorry, Citra.
I can't let my emotions dictate what we do, especially if it causes a huge mistake.
We'll bring you home when we can.
I know they're safe. And Zanzibar's very hard to find. That's why my mother took him there.
Then it sounds like it's settled, huh?
For now.
Zia Sov kind of just looking away, very upset. And especially Citra, you can tell. Well, Citra and Canis, you can both tell that he has something rash in him that feels like not going to Excelsium would be a bad mistake. He's just not saying it.
Citra just kind of, grabs at his hand a little bit. She's not putting him on the spot, but she's just kind of she's aware he's feeling feelings for sure.
It would still be good to try to find a place to hide out while we are back in the material plane.
But keep in mind that even though Zanzibar is hard to find, I can only imagine it's just a time. We don't know when they'll be able to find it. My grandfather eventually did, so it's not impossible.
Hmm.
At the very least, if we are on the sand tide, we are a constantly moving target.
You hear
sure there's
you hear as Aor kind of peeks up a bit. Why not Vale?
What do we need in Vale?
Vale is a uniquely placed city. Heavy forests keep things out of sight. And whether or not, if Roya is keeping an eye on the city itself, it is heavily protected and has many old wards against Lumerians, given its propensity for its dislikement.
I haven't seen Vale in so long.
Nyx is trying to think where Fuchsia might pop up at first.
I thought Fuchsia was coming into Centauri.
Oh, Centauri?
No, she's not coming to Centauri.
Oh,
She's
I
not
thought
allowed
she
in.
was for some reason.
I was like confused. I was like, what? Huh?
What?
Fuchsia's going to the material plane.
Okay.
I mean, unless anybody else has a better place in mind.
Nyx shakes their head.
I do, but I think I might need to ask Murad for permission to bring you all there.
You see, as Arthur steps in, actually, probably not Volflora at the moment.
Oh?
Yes, many a pirate has been dispatched to deal with a Kraken problem. And not just any Kraken problem, the Kraken problem.
Oh. Oh dear.
Yes, even the
do
Luxon
they need
is
you for
currently
that?
busy. I'm already there.
Right. Multiple
Citra has
places, multiple
confusion.
hands. Right.
She doesn't know.
Nyx also squints. Just like, what the fuck?
A complex story.
Salazar just rolls his eyes.
Arthur has his ways. Shrug.
This more
Confusion.
squinting.
Let's see. There is, of course, your island, Winray. Homegway is not on the map, to say, at the very least at the
Not
moment.
technically, so I suppose that would be a good option.
But keep in mind it doesn't have any wards.
But isn't
That is-
there the worry that some of us have something that... Is it possible Royal can sense that once we get back to the material plane?
That's a
what
very
I've been
good question.
concerned with.
I have no idea.
I think Vale is a good place to test, at least get there.
Yeah.
And if we need, the sand tide can always bring us back to a safe spot.
How fast can it not be in danger, is my other question.
Well, you saw how fast we got into that portal and through somewhere safe. A moment's notice is all we can really ask for.
Citra knows next to nothing about this ship, so that's why she has questions. So
So long as we're able to get up in the air or get off the ground and make a gate, we should be okay.
Okay.
Vale it is, then.
suppose so.
Right. Well then. I'll stay with the Sand Tide. I'm not sure about the lot of you, but I'd like to do some more research while we wait.
You have to go see the dwarves, don't you, Canis?
I believe I do now. Thank you for the reminder.
But, yes.
See as the book closes and it flies back towards Aor, and he just grabs and puts it back towards his chest, walking back to the ship.
To be fair, Citra's probably also going to stay on the ship. She is not in a conversing mood with random people right now.
I think Salazar would linger as well.
Much as I love the Sand Tide, I think I do want to still make sure that we've got everything for the ship and everything's all good to go. Citra will pass your greetings to your friends.
Thank you.
Fine, leave, all of you. I don't care.
I'm going
Would
to
you want to
ship.
come with us, Roloy?
I'll just go eat my welcome back cake myself then.
Citra's just like, did we not just say we were going on to the Sandtide?
Well, Canis needs to do his thing, and I imagine if we need to get anything else, particularly provisions.
We do have the funds now.
I will join the lot of you. And you hear as Starless...
Staying on the ship.
as Solaris kind of peeks up. No, you will not be heading into my city. I will not be heading in.
Tell you what, Arthur, if you have anything you need, give me a list.
You heard the
It would
lady.
be a very
I've always
long
wanted to say that.
list.
Yeah. So I'm
Well,
guessing...
fine then.
So it sounds like Aor, Salazar, Citra, I'm assuming Sav are staying on the ship?
Salazar is staying briefly.
Uh.
He will be doing something. But he's not telling anybody.
Ah, yes, the thing.
Secrets.
Fine, keep your secrets.
Keep them secret, keep them
Magician
safe.
never reveals his secrets.
He just did earlier this episode.
But that was to a cat that was giving him cake. It's different.
It's true.
Yeah, Citra's gonna stay on the ship.
Arya will too.
As everyone kind of shuffles their own way, you see a Sav kind of just not say anything at all.
You're cutting out on me.
It's alright. Sav is staying back.
On the ship?
No. He's...
Oh, we just cut out completely now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, no. There you are.
Your
There-
mic
there
is
must
being
be
fucky.
something-
You might need to check
Must
it
be
later.
something about the wire.
No, it's the Discord. It's Discord that's been the problem.
Yeah.
Dang it, Discord.
Citra would probably make a few steps and realize he's not moving and just kind of like look at him. Are you mad at me?
No.
Nothing.
I think
Damn it, Discord.
I think your audio Discord thing has reset. And
It might be
might
funky.
be needed to yeah.
Please stand by. We
Stand
are
by.
experiencing technical difficulties.
Please stand clear of the doors.
I'm sorry.
Please stay behind the yellow line.
Please keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times.
In event of an emergency, your D20 can be used as a flotation device.
But only
That's how you
an
can
hour.
tell if it was
Emergency,
well
your
balanced
best
or
bet
not.
may be a bludgeon.
Yeah, me and Aaron had the same joke. It's just like if it's balanced or
All
not,
right.
it stays.
Okay.
Turned off automatic gain control.
Alright, we can leave.
Hey, there we go.
Okay, so Citra just straight up asked him, like, are you mad at me?
No. Never.
I want to go home. I do.
I know.
But I'm afraid of making a mistake and getting the rest of them killed.
The mistake would be not going. But that's me.
If we're not ready to face his army, then what do we do?
Citra, as you know, the man I am, I have faced many armies. I have killed many men. Many who are deserving, many who are not. Come hell or high water, I will always choose Excelsium above so much else. But more importantly, I put you before that.
Part of me believes we're making a mistake not going as well. I'm not sure if I'm letting everyone else speak over me or I feel it is right. I'm not sure right now. I don't want to make a decision based on just emotion.
Whoever has done this, whoever has harmed our family, there is no realm far enough. There is no pit deep enough that they will hide from me.
She just squeezes his hand. If anything, going to Vale and kind of getting our bearings of what the state is our realm is in, I can contact my mother freely without the issue of realms being in the way. And if we have to go, Alernon is closer to Excelsium.
Very well.
We might even find help to bring with us. We don't know.
Very well.
We'll probably have one more talk once the group comes back.
Of course. For the time being, I would like to be alone with my thoughts.
Okay. I'll be on the ship. And she'll head over to the Sandtide.
See, is just this passing smile to kind of just at least let you know that he is okay with you.
Yeah.
Or
She returns it.
Just this position that he is in.
Yeah. It's his home too.
Canis and Winry.
Yep.
Yeah.
And who else is going down there? I think it's just you two?
I think it's just those two.
I mean, if Rollo wants to come with us.
No, he
Oh.
was. I thought he was
I
sitting
couldn't
back
find
and
it.
looking for his cake.
I don't know where the hell I put that thing.
He's looking for it.
Who cares?
Winry, you also have been handed a scroll from Arthur.
He said it was long.
It was a long list, and it is a lot of materials, chemicals, and certain things that most people wouldn't find normally. About 1,000 gold's worth of materials.
Oh, thank goodness we just got paid. I'm billing this towards the ship, though.
See, as he kind of just like opens the jacket a bit. Sorry, I'm not exactly loose.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm putting this in the ledger.
Gladly will pay it back.
God.
I assume this is his usual behavior.
It's not out of the norm.
Hmm.
It's frustrating, but... Well, at the very least, once I get in this... I don't know what the hell to call this thing. Mountain of items. This book of orders. The clerks are gonna hate me when I show them this.
And as the two of you find yourself going down the elevator and entering the massive city of Centauri, it doesn't take you too long to find yourself back at the blacksmith shop where Duger, Igor, and Greta have continued their work here. And let's see, where are you?
By the way, has anybody been doing the math on how much everybody gets?
Yeah.
Of 10,000 over
That's kind of
6?
important
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's an awkward amount because there's 6 of us.
Yeah.
Or even worse, 7 because of Sol.
I don't think Sov cares.
What? He was a king in his past life. Money is not really a thing for him.
So, yeah.
I mean, kind of same deal with Canis, but it's like, man, money's useful. I don't need to beg this tiny white tiefling lady for money.
You can ask her all you want. She's a fucking monk. She doesn't need it.
We'd each roughly get 1,666.
Like I said, awkward.
Plus change. Like, a bunch of change. But
The change is still
And a
66.
bunch of change.
that just goes into, I guess, the group
Emergency fund.
Yeah.
I guess
So-
we can put some odd amount to, I don't know, the ship for provisions or something. I don't know.
Let me just...
I'll create a piggy bank.
We could do
Better be a
1,000
big
each and
piggy
then
bank.
throw the rest into...
Probably more than 1,000. Let me see. I'm doing some math.
Well,
I'll
it
do
comes
some
out
math.
to
do
It comes out to about 1,600 each. We can each take 1,000 and then just leave the rest in the chest as the emergency fund.
E. Yeah.
I think that's fair. That
fair.
would leave, if we're
4K
not
in there.
including Sov, 4K, yeah.
All right.
It's nice round numbers.
As the two of you walk into the shop of Duger, Igor, and Greta, you notice as they take attention. Ah, Your Majesty! Good to see you again, back from one of your latest adventures.
That we are. Oh, and I have this. And show the fist-sized rock of Mithril.
And you see as Duger kind of takes a look. Oh, there it is! And kind of just waddles over, and as you place it down onto the table, he picks it up and just like... Fucking Arcadian Mithril.
Correct. That'd be a
From which
problem.
city?
What was the name of that city that we came from?
I think it was
Alexandria.
Alexandria.
Yeah.
From Alexandria, I believe.
As long as it wasn't from Brennhold, I suppose.
Oh.
Alright, hand it here.
He'll hand him the peg.
And you see as he kind of just begrudgingly moves over towards the forge and anvil and begins his work in creating an awakened Siegfried.
Ooh.
Hooray.
Level up.
Just looking to the
Let's
other two
see.
dwarves. Is there, issues with Arcadia and him?
You see as Greta looks over. It's personal. But, you see as she kind of just, leans over. We're not originally from the private chariot plane. We are actually from Arcadia.
Oh. Well, darn! I would have stopped to say hi to some people for you if we knew.
No. Our family. We are not on good terms with any of the cities, for the most part. But, Brennhold is our home.
Ah. Well, my apologies for the difficulties, but at the very least, things are well.
As you say that, you see as a axe comes flying between the two of you and over Greta's head. Just... And you see as it goes...
Stop talking about it now.
Yeah, you see as Duger, the eyes are just, sunken and looking at both of you as if, please stop talking about that place.
Okay. No offense meant. I'll stop talking.
No facial change from Canis, just nods.
Okay.
And he won't yank the pick out of the wall, he'll just stick his hand out and call it back to his hand.
As you notice it now having a little bit more fancifulness to it, as well as now this kind of this bit of twist towards the actual pick end of it, and also what is this very descriptive inlay of these thin wires that kind of wrap around the top portion before it reaches towards the handle. And with it, I think I'm gonna have to, let's see, arcane assets. I didn't put it into
And
the
what is this
notes
called
just
again?
yet. This is Siegfried's Lament Awakened. And it's just one step away from being exalted. Yeah.
I require more minerals to make it stronger.
Oh man, what more do you need?
Unsure.
Yep.
Is it fully awakened, or...
You see as kind of just hovering over. At this point, there's nothing else that I can add to it. It's all just, it's just now force of will.
Fair enough.
Well, hey, it still is a menace to swing at an enemy.
Indeed it is.
And
Hey.
now comes the more difficult part. I have, and she will lift this big scroll and thump it on the counter. A shopping list from a shipmate. I don't know how much you guys can satisfy of this list, but I can pay for it.
You see his eager kind of just, kind of going through it himself as he's a bit more the meticulous one here. And he's like, meh, and just kind of goes back into the workshop and kind of coming out with a rather sizable crate of a good chunk of the materials that have been requested.
I'm afraid to ask. Canis, would you be able to carry that back? I don't think I can fit that in my bag. Al? You there?
Oh, sorry. Was reading other stuff. Run that back me again?
Canis, would you be able to help me with carrying this? I don't think I can fit everything in my bag.
Of course.
Sorry to do that for you, but...
Winry also gets a small sending from Nyx.
Oh.
Don't know if the dwarves might have it or not. And I'll give you the money for it, or whatever, but, Jade Circlet? Perhaps?
Oh. And, before Winry responds to Nyx, she's going to... Oh, and, Nyx is, requesting if you have a, Jade Circlet?
Is
something similar?
As Greta peeks up, that's actually a bit closer to my profession. Very good at gemstones, mostly. I'll be able to put one together relatively soon if you'd be willing to wait.
Give me just 1 second. And Winry will respond just like, they can get one, but they don't have one available right now.
Okay. How much do I have? And then a resending of sending. How much do I have to pay now to get it started?
And Winry will pass on the message, just like, how expensive would that be?
It has to be worth 1,500.
We're probably thinking somewhere around 1,500, maybe-ish.
Half down now, and then we'll pay the other half once it's in.
Okay. I can put the half down, and she will again relay the message.
Okay, I will pay you back. Thank you.
All right. Let's see here. So that's that out of this pocket, and I gotta make sure I keep this all in track here. Okay.
All right, and with that, as the day will pass, some of the day will pass as shopping is done and equipment is relayed. We're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we'll be right back.
Yay!
All right.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Break time.
Woohoo!
We'll be right back after these messages.
And we're back. Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a new power bottoms. All right. Okay. All right. So getting back into it. Let us go ahead. As the day progresses here within Centauri, as Winry and Yanis, as you both make your way throughout the city and collect the last of the materials for Arthur. And
We had to go to like 5 different shops.
yeah. One in particular that you felt a little uncomfortable about. But
Oh.
yeah, it's a particularly demon-owned shop, which sold some interesting animal parts, specifically wolf teeth.
Oh, the stag shop.
Yeah. Yep. Dire wolf teeth are not too common around here.
Bits and bobs,
yes,
they have to be
teeth.
sold. It's useful somewhere.
As the day slowly transitions into the night, as a lot of you find yourself reconvening atop the sand tide. Any conversations you guys would like to have?
Citra would want to bring up the argument one last time before we make the decision to leave tomorrow, but that's if people are willing to listen.
Well, I just need to know the final destination so that we can
Well,
scoot along.
the argument I'm making, and the only reason why I was unsure about voicing going to a Celsium is that I'm not sure how much of it is bias and emotion versus common sense. But if the argument is to be hidden and kind of get our bearings, Zanzibar is hidden. You have to be told exactly where it is to find this place. It is probably the best kept secret in the Celsium. And if we manage to get there, and I can lead you directly to it, we can speak directly to my mom and the Sultan and know what we're dealing with. And if they need help, we can see what we can do to help them. They might need reinforcements from other old allies like the Thalia Cliffs.
That seems like a good option.
My issue with this, however, is we're returning to Erziheimer without all of us having a divine spark or divinity.
I will let you know the moment I hear from whatever this person thing is. But we can't just as he says, sit on our laurels. We have to keep moving forward. We're not going after Roya right now. That would be the biggest mistake without the divine spark. But Lumerians aren't all gods, it's just him.
See as Aor looks over. You sure about that?
Well, they're tough cookies, sure, but they're not invincible.
I went
Not
up against
forever.
one already.
What information do we know so far?
Since you're new, I'm not trying to make this decision lightly. I already had to go up against Kaurul, and I did die. I know how dangerous they are as is.
Kaurul was a fanatic.
And yet still summoned a archdemon.
It's because he was smart. He spent a lot of time being able to put something like that together. But fanatics are narrow. They have one goal in mind.
Understand that I'm not asking to go into Baccarat itself and take this on. I'm saying we get to Zanzibar, talk with them directly, see what we can do to help them, and we can come back better prepared.
Sav also takes a step forward. It will also at least give us some level of closure. Keep our minds well in the head. And
My closure's not important right now.
Nyx
But
kind
I
of
appreciate
furrows their brow at that.
Yeah, so does Arya.
Sorry, Citra has a habit of putting herself last at all times.
Your closure is important. You can't diminish yourself and your needs like that.
It's not about me right now, is what I'm trying to say.
see as Aor peeks back up. You're right. You are absolutely correct. Your problems are not what we should focus on right now. What we should do is that we need to get to the Black Archives. You see as
She wasn't talking
Sav...
about her problems.
Is Aor just looking back and forth. I'm trying to think of this as logically as possible. Sorry to say this, but Celsium, if you throw yourselves at that wall, you're going to end up putting more harm and risk on everyone in this Zanzibar than you might think. We're talking about Lumerians led by Roya. They get an eye on any of you, or if Roya decides to start looking into any of you while you're on the same plane of existence, the first thing he's going to do is send his forces exactly to where you are. And then he'll level that city, and then you will never see anyone again.
And what happens if he finds us in Vale, which is on the map?
The same thing, logically. Even though it does have wards.
Going back to Erziheimel runs the risk of us being caught regardless of where we go.
Exactly. At this point, I hate to say it, I'm not sure there's any place that's truly safe anymore.
You have to be cautious, yes. But if we do want to find out more about what the enemy is doing, it is best to hear it from the source. Then just using sending and hoping for the best.
Unless you know more than you're letting us know right now.
Vale
Yeah,
has
you
a better
sure
vantage.
seem to have a lot of opinions about this.
Vale has a better vantage point. Alanon has always had a diverse force to dealing with Lumeria.
But how is going to Vale gonna help us find the Black Archives? That's the Thalia Cliffs. Dante is my direct source to finding it.
It's a perfect landing spot. Plenty of wards. And not a lot of people to distrust.
I may have to agree with the landing spot. If they don't sense us coming, then we may be able to sneak under the radar. I don't know how fast the ship is.
Oh,
may be able
this
to
is
get
one
to-
fast ship.
Very.
Is it fast and quiet? Okay. If we're able to slip under the radar on our entry point, we may be able to get to the Zanzibar place a lot safer. And get to Black Archives a lot safer.
The only thing I know that's in Vale is the library that I have the key to that Azure left me.
See as Aer's head turns at that, and then also as well as Sov's head turns towards that.
What?
The key
Yeah.
to one of Azure's probably many caches.
I don't know where the library is, but I know it's in Valernon somewhere. Or does she know?
You know exactly.
Oh.
You know exactly where.
Okay, yeah.
It is not extremely far from Ortifheim, and it is also a little south of the Cloud Top.
Oh. Did not know that. Sorry. Brain had. It's been a while since I thought about that place. But then Salazar would also know that she has this. He's the one that divvied it out. They were like, wait a minute.
His brows raised, and he's like,
Oh shit, you're right.
of course. Aloysius' hoard. I hadn't even thought about that.
We may be able to find something in there that can help
He
us.
collected.
Oh, I was just going to say to help us communicate with others secretly without
Maybe.
Roya.
He collected
Catch on.
information.
I know we did. I just haven't been in there yet.
Perhaps there's something in there that we could use.
Nick's
I know there's
nods.
something in there he wants me to throw out too, but that's gross.
I
Change
think
of plans,
Vale
then.
is the best entry point. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Vale is on the other side of the continent from this library. I think change of plans.
Sorry, I didn't even think about it till about now. I'm not exactly stable at this moment.
Well, that's
It's
fine.
understandable.
Don't apologize.
We can still cross that distance real easy.
But you did
You
bring
see-
up a good point about us. If there's a weakness in being able to enter safely and without being seen, I think we should take it, even if it is a farther distance than where we need to be.
Again, this is starting to feel like he left breadcrumbs on purpose. She's looking at Salazar like this again.
That would be just like him.
Alois was a very sneaky fellow.
Then let's look at it like this. Anybody have any particular allies within the Evergreen Grove?
I have an ally in the Cloud Top.
Nyx kind of raises their hand a little bit. I think they're an ally. I'm pretty sure they're the communique between the druids there and Vale from like back in the
Yeah,
so-
you and Perel got to the top of this damn tree and did all that shit.
yeah. So Nyx raises their hand. Just
I think Canis does.
Does Arya? I don't know how close that is to Vale. I know Vale
It's
is
a
where
bit
her
of a
family
trip.
is.
You, Arya, actually might. Very particular acolyte from an old ally. Still very well and alive after 150 years, being a elven individual.
Oh, okay.
I think Canis actually knows her too.
I think Wenry would be the only one without a ally that would particularly have any reason to be there.
Yeah. Citra's only ally is the Cloud Top.
Yeah. Nyx knows the druid and the woman that was helping Perel connect with the one of the dragons. And
The
then-
primordial dragon, yeah.
Yeah.
But now she's an Emian.
And then they have a connection to world trees now, so all three of those yeah, individuals. Nyx would consider individuals.
Well then, we'll use the dense forests of the Evergreen Grove in order to hide ourselves away as much as we can. It would probably be for the best, and then we start heading westward, find the library, and then we go from there.
Just wish I had Dagex with me. He really wanted to see this.
Well, when this is all over, I'd be more than happy to give you guys a whole tour of Ertzheimel.
Appreciate it, Wenry.
Winry kind of gives a soft look, just like, I tried to cheer you up, but don't worry, we'll find him.
She just kind of gives a pat to her shoulder. She understands what she's doing, but she's gonna be like this for a minute.
Very tired.
Very tired, very kind of numb. And then just, I'm not losing hope, I don't know how I feel right now.
Well, no one expects you to bounce back with a smile right away. You take your time. We'll get things taken care of.
I'm sorry, Eeyore. I am worried about Excelsium.
Logically speaking, that makes sense. Why wouldn't you?
And she just kind of nods. She's doing her best to stay level-headed.
So we have our way.
Yeah.
We'll get to them. Don't worry.
Right now they're hidden, so at least they're safe.
Nyx nods. We want to make sure that they stay hidden for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Well then, come tomorrow we head to the Evergreen Grove.
Yeah. Citra's not revealing what that key is. She has it on her, but she's keeping it quiet.
Yeah. See as Aor retreats below deck, and Sov shortly following after him.
I think Citra's gonna stay above for now, just to kind of keep getting that air, because staying hidden, locked up in her room doesn't help. Also, the ship is fucking pretty.
Yeah.
Yee.
I think Wenry would like to stay up on deck with Citra as well, both to keep an eye on her and also to do some basic ship things.
Yeah, of course. You would notice that amongst the group, a missing Arthur von Droog.
Where is that bastard?
Who cares?
He's just suddenly there.
I want to make sure that he's not up to anything funny, you know? It is his wont to do as he pleases, and unfortunately, it's not always beneficial.
Is he not an ally of yours?
Yeah,
Is and isn't. When his purposes align with ours, he is. When they aren't,
Why do I
Either
sound
he
like this
ignores
is
us
a very
or-
long story?
eh.
I thought your friends were a bit strange, but I had assumed they were
I'm
friends.
not trying to be, judgy, but considering that the other Umbrian I dealt with wasn't exactly great.
Your apprehensions about Arthur are warranted.
Yeah. But at the very least, so long as he's not doing anything against us,
I don't think
If we
he
keep
is.
giving him a reason to be allied with us, then he should stay in line.
well, I did just do a whole bunch of shopping for him, so I hope he's at least grateful to that.
It could be in a lab place somewhere.
True. Rolly, has he moved his lab anywhere funny?
What, do I look like a secretary?
I don't know if you
I don't fucking know.
You've been on the ship with him longer than I have. I figure you might have noticed something. I don't know.
I gave him the empty room.
Okay, fine.
I know he's your ally, but I think for the sake of, I don't know if I can trust him, we don't mention me, okay?
No, we don't mention you at all.
What do you mean? What are we going to mention?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. Nick kind of has a small glance at Cadence. Just like,
Keep your mouth shut!
I get it.
No.
Salazar sort of folds his arms in front of his chest and looks off into the distance with all this Arthur talk.
Yeah, if you don't want it told to him, he won't find out from us. Don't worry.
Are you okay, Salazar?
Yes. Why?
We start talking about Arthur and you get really quiet.
Well, I've met him before. I know what he's like. Shifty eyes.
he kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
He does that.
Oh, the
Again,
heaviest of
it's
heavies.
very warranted. But as off-putting as he is equally as intelligent.
That's a
Excellent.
dangerous combination.
Very dangerous. But as they said, as long as he's on our side, we should be fine.
Yeah.
Nix is gonna go try to starts walking away.
Gonna go spy.
I'm gonna go spy. This is like, I need to
You're
find this
welcome.
man. It's suspicious
You're,
that he's missing.
You're welcome to investigate as you see fit.
I will do just that.
Citra's just gonna stay above for now.
As Nix, as you go down below, you enter the massive expanded space made here below deck as you hear a faint bit of shouting from Sov.
Ooh.
I'm going to sneak.
Alright.
Snooping.
Okay. As you kind of just snoop up against one of the rooms, you can hear a bit of argument. This voice of Sov, "That was cruel." And just the voice in return, "Cruelty does not matter right now. What matters is that we survive and that we win. You are deeply emotional." And you just hear this faint clatter as something gets knocked over. "Of course I am!" and you hear just a single footstep behind you as just this heavy metallic foot. Snooping as usual, are we?
Fuck off.
Like, they do, like, the hush motion,
Fuck
but with
off,
the
yeah,
middle
stupid
finger.
And you suddenly hear, as Aor's voice, we can have this discussion when you're a little bit more level-headed. And as just this rapid movement as it reaches towards the door, as he opens it, he just sees Arthur entirely, missing you, Nix.
Nix goes invisible.
Yeah, as you whoop, and you see as just shoulder checks him and then leaves and goes into his own space.
Aww. He was defending Citra. Big brother.
Arthur's just like...
Yeah.
And... It's only been a few days, and things have gotten so exciting.
The brow raise.
It's just like, Nix is like... Still invisible, but it's just like the... Not sure...
I'm pretty sure he has something like True Sight or some shit.
He probably does.
You can definitely tell the helm and those split lines that are just glowing, staring directly into your face.
God, just from another realm. He could definitely see you. He's an asshole.
It's like... Just curious about where you went.
Oh, well, that will be revealed in good time, Nix.
Nix kind of squints. What about AR? Did he go anywhere,
see,
or is he just?
He's just going. He's just sitting at his desk and reading through the Starbound tome.
Not seeming to care that there's
Arthur's just there.
Upset, and Arthur's there, and
See his hand just waves and the door closes.
Ah, 2 dicks on the ship.
Well, we're going to head off soon.
Oh, where might be the destination?
He's gonna know. You can just tell him.
Nix is like is doing a long pause of like
Like,
like,
there's no keeping it
cared
secret.
so much. You could have just
This could have been in an
upstairs.
email, okay?
We're going to the Green Grove, right? Sorry, my brain is
Evergreen.
like
Evergreen Grove. Yeah.
okay, Evergreen Grove. Names have been really bad today. I
It's
don't
all
know
good.
why.
It's alright.
Yeah.
A unique place, not exactly the greatest vantage point, but I suppose it does hide us out of the usual sight of many individuals. Yes, I believe it just might work. Is there anything I can help you with, Nix?
No. Walks away.
Yeah.
No.
She's learned from Salazar. No, walks away.
No, that's just their personality.
Oh,
They
no,
didn't learn
it's
from
the
Salazar at all.
callback
They're
to
just
like.
very similar people.
No, I was
They're
making a callback to when Sov kept trying to ask shit of Salazar, and he's just no.
Okay, Sorrel.
Their snooping was spotted, and they're grumpy about it.
As you see, as all of you shuffle your way through the rest of the day, working on the ship, getting things in order. As day fades to night, at least what one could assume here, in a place like this. Citra. Late into the night, a faint knock at your door awakens you. Or catches your attention if you haven't fallen asleep yet.
She probably hasn't. She's going through it. She just kind of like nearly falls out of bed and just opens the door slightly. She's exhausted.
As you do, you see the tall white lab coat and
closes the door.
You can call for help. It's not.
She does. She just said descending, and I think the first let me roll here. She's like, Nix, he's at my door. It's ascending.
I'll be right there.
Now that she knows she's gonna have help, she'll open the door like, can I help you?
Yes, actually you can. I was wondering if I can have a discussion with you.
About?
Daggix.
Oh. That catches her attention.
Yes.
She's looking to see if she can spot Nyx in any shape or form.
Walk.
It's just a cat.
Yep.
Sure.
As he enters into the room.
She's leaving that door wide open.
Yeah. Just a little bit of left and a little bit of right as he kind of inspects the room a bit.
A mangy little cat comes into the room.
Just hides under the bed.
Sits next to Citra's leg.
What happened to him?
Perfectly safe. For the time being, of course.
She's breathing now.
He has been assisting Helena with the unsealing matter. I am beginning to have feelings that the tension between the Seelie and the Unseelie might boil over before the Dreadnought decides to come down from its heavens.
What are they trying to do?
Well, the current discussion of whether or not the Day Court will be renewed.
Nyx's ears kind of flick and perk up at that just a little bit.
However, that is as much as I am allowed to know. 'Tis quite unfortunate, considering the fact that...
With them. How did you get back?
I am a unique individual, Lady Idlewind. As
she's like, how does this man know her name?
You see as he kind of reaches behind the helm and kind of pops the neck a bit. I'm old, you see. But
I'm aware.
Technology has allowed me to persist in ways that many would find unusual. You see, magic and technology are quite similar in many ways. One in particular allows me to create copies of my consciousness into other bodies that I create. And so, as my consciousness well within the Fey realm reaches back into the Nexus, I am provided that exact same knowledge here.
Okay, that's probably the best way you can explain it.
Of course.
She's not, like, this is not something she's familiar with, so she's just like, I will take you at your word.
And should the Nexus be destroyed, so will I. But I'm not too worried about that at the moment.
Were they okay when you left them?
Left them?
Or... I don't know how to put this, I'm sorry. Your technology's not something I've heard of.
It is likened to that of lichdom.
Okay, that I'm a little familiar with. I'm friends with the Lich. She's leaving it at that. She's not telling him who, what, where, when, or how. Is that all
That
you
is
wanted to talk to me about?
No. You yourself are quite an interesting individual.
And now she's tense.
Having grown up in a Celsium at a time in which it barely grew out of its rather zealous behaviors.
It's still rough, yes.
But I am aware of the idle winds.
You are?
Of course. I once clashed blades with your father.
As an enemy?
Yes. I wanted something. He also wanted something. Of course, I won. And he returned back to his home, shamed, and his father had beaten him for it. He was so young. So zealous.
Could you please hold off on talking ill of my father right now?
Those are not ill things. I appreciated those things about your father. His strength and tenacity, his desire for goals and conquest. Had I not needed the particular item I was after, I would have given it to him. But of course, my plans came first.
Okay. This is the past. What do you need with me?
I knew what your father was. I knew what your mother was. Which means you are uniquely something else other than what your visage tells me.
Without trying to be rude, but understand that I don't know you and I don't trust you right now, I ask that you please back off.
Of course. Come time, though. You see, as he begins to make his exit, there are things that do need to be opened. And you, dear Citra Idlewind, will be the very key to do so. And I would very much like to be there when it happens.
What are you talking about?
You see, as he goes to grab the handle of the door, the future will tell us.
She's trying not to squint at him, but she is getting there.
Oh, don't worry, the cat's doing it.
I can just imagine just this low little cat meow. This little cat growl.
I simply just will find the situation fascinating and will provide me plenty of data in the future. That said, sleep well, Citra Idlewind, and Nyx.
It wasn't a secret that she called for help, like, honestly. It's just, nothing goes down without an extra pair of hands right now. That's the plan. Yeah. As soon as he leaves, she is trying not to have a panic attack.
Nyx nudges, and like if they sit down, Nyx gets into their lap.
Yeah, she probably would, and just mutters a thank you while she's just trying to breathe through, not trying to spiral.
And just lets Citra, like, if they need to pet Nyx, they let Citra pet Nyx, and
just muttering sorry, because, like, they also know that Nyx isn't fond of touch, so...
Not as a person.
She doesn't know that.
But, like, Nyx seems to nudge and encourage the touch in this form.
And she'll just... If it's encouraged, she'll just keep petting, trying to just talk herself down.
Yeah.
Citra hear another knock at her door.
If it's you, Arthur, go away.
Arthur was here.
Oh, Salazar. Yeah, you can come in.
If Citra picks up Nyx, they're just gonna be like in their arms, just like very loose cat.
She's sitting on the she's sitting on the ground holding Nyx at this point.
I think he opens the door. He's got something. He's got like a bundle in his arms. He closes it behind him.
It's just me and Nyx right now.
He like looks around.
Is she cat?
Oh, right.
Yeah, Arthur knows apparently everything about me and what I can do. He made that very clear. Apparently he knew my dad a long time ago.
He has been around that long. I suppose it's not.
Whoa. I think someone's home. Dogs might start barking here in a second.
Boof!
He has been around for that long. It's not.
He came to tell me that Daggix is okay, at least, and I guess things are boiling over in the Fey realm? Or that'll happen before the Dreadnought thing. I'm sorry,
Yes, you look like you've just had a conversation with him.
I did, but I made sure someone was here. I called to Nyx before I let him in.
Meow.
You don't have to stay in that form. I'll be all right.
There they go.
There we go.
Yes, the barking fish. The dogfish.
Really, dogs, right now, when I'm trying to have a scene.
Fucking Cerberus down in Centauri right now.
Meow.
Right?
Salazar, he finds somewhere to set the bundle that he's got, and he just sets it down.
What's that?
A gift for you.
Oh. Thank you. And I guess if it's offered to her, or is he just setting it down for now?
He's setting it down.
Yeah.
It's like on like a desk or like a side table or something.
Yeah. Right now, if Nyx is still cat, she's just staying there because
still cat.
If cat is there, that's your life now.
Yeah, that is Nyx's
Still
life.
meow.
Nyx is used to being cat, therapy cat.
Yep.
I just wanted to say that I know how you feel. And I know what you're trying to do for the rest of the party.
Thank you. I wasn't trying to influence our decision based on might.
He holds up his hand.
You don't need to explain anything to me. I understand what you're going through. Your father was a brave man.
He was.
And you raised a wonderful daughter.
She is sobbing.
He like reaches up with his skeletal hand and scratches the back of his head like, oh shit.
I don't know what he expected to just say that and not expect her to be emotional.
He didn't know what he was expecting. Certainly wasn't expecting Arthur.
No, neither of us were.
Yeah. Got 3.
He just sort of sighs. He goes over to the basket and he takes he's got like a blanket or like a towel on it or something, and he takes it off. He begins to set out several things. He has a large sort of off pink candle that he sets down. He also sets down a plate with a slice of cake on it.
She looks confused, like, where did you get that?
He just holds his skeletal finger up to his lips.
She's trying
It's
not
just like,
She just starts laughing a little bit.
Cake tastes better when it's stolen. Anyway.
Thank you.
This is some of the things I wish I had had. I was just a boy when my family was killed.
I'm sorry.
It was decades ago.
Doesn't mean the pain
Those
isn't just as
wounds.
fresh.
Those wounds have scarred over. And I know you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. It might seem like you have no choice but to put on a brave face. But I know what pretending like nothing is wrong can do to someone.
It is a habit that I have. Leodon was trying to teach me to get out of that as well, and I still see I have a lot of ways to go for it.
Oh, hang on.
Apparently people in this household don't know what a recording sign is.
Aw.
Welcome to Z6.
welcome to C6.
Other nicer people might give you empty placations and reassurances that things are going to be all right, but I'd like to tell you the truth.
I appreciate it.
I was sick with grief when my family died. And I threw myself into vengeance to try and feel anything other than that feeling. But it's necessary. Allow that feeling. Let it wash over you. Let it pull you into the ocean. Just remember to take a breath and stay above the surface. Because if you do, the tide will recede. It will weaken until it holds no sway over you.
He casts prestidigitation and he lights the candle, and a sweet scent will begin to fill the room.
Aww.
If you need anything, I'm just a few steps away.
Thank you. Both
That's
of
what
you.
friends are for, isn't it?
Yeah.
He grins.
Stop taking my lines. She's trying to, like, be silly as best she can, because sometimes, you know, humor sneaks its way into grief.
He pulls out. He sets the large blanket that was covering the basket on her bed as well. It's very poofy.
Yay. I know we'll get to Excelsium. But if I know better... And she, like, pulls... Like, she goes into her little... She has a bag, but it's attached to the base of her tail. And she'll pull out the little key, like... He left this to me for a reason. Knowing him. And as much as I was very angry with how I was treated... If we're gonna help Excelsium and anywhere else, our best start is with whatever he's left in there.
He nods.
I just ask that... I want to keep my distance from Arthur because I don't want to be judgy, but he scares me.
I'll speak with him.
I don't want someone just taking from me the idea of it just takes a little bit of blood, that's it, and I could be the cause of so much pain. It didn't take much to break that chain to get into the chamber in Elysium. I don't know what he expects to unlock, but if he's not telling me what it is, I don't know if I can even trust that. And if I learned anything
I will find out what he's up to.
Yeah.
And I will keep him off of your tail.
Thank you. And this is a lot coming from Citra. Citra's usually very open to just about anybody. He scares the light out of her right now. But, it looks like we're going to Ellernon. Never been.
He nods.
I just asked that whatever it is that we need, and when we're done, I keep that key, because I did promise Dagex he could see into it.
As the scene moves and the night persists, as night and sleep claims you all for the new day.
Does Nick stay with Citra?
Yes.
Okay. She's terrified right now.
Cat necks.
Yep. No.
No.
As now, as the day slowly begins, everyone begins to shuffle their way out of their rooms. Salazar, as you notice, everybody is kind of off. Arthur hasn't left his room just yet.
He'll knock on his door.
As you do, as it opens, you see there this tall man, but behind him is this coffin that has spread itself out into this kind of lab setting. A mobile workstation for him. As the door is widely open as he stands there. Doctor, I've been guessing you've been needing a moment to speak.
Why are you here?
I
figured you would be back at the lab, working on our project.
Oh, but I am.
Oh, right, of course. You're everywhere at once, I forgot.
One of the very useful tools of my ability to split my consciousness. It is a useful means of allowing myself to be where I need to be. Here is quite important.
Very well. You seem to have some sort of reason for being here. I'm not sure what drew you to board the satyr's ship. So why are you here?
As he kind of just places the hand on one of the walls. It is quite a magnificent ship, is it not? I had once tried to claim. I have once tried to claim it for myself not too long ago. Of course, there were those who managed to convince me that conquest is to come no matter what, as long as I follow their path. It has been so long since I've strayed from my own, it is refreshing and quite interesting, depending on the actions of man and mortal.
Well, bully for you.
As you see, as he turns and he goes and re-enters into the room,
And
letting
is that
you...
all you're here for?
I'm here for many things, Doctor. As you see, you hear as pieces get collided and put together, as he's almost done at the table.
Here for Citra, apparently.
And Canis, and Arya, and Nyx, and Winry, and of course you.
And I take it you've no plans on expanding upon your goals with all of us?
As the helm turns back over, I have every intention to help you all with whatever it is that you need from me. I
Can I
am
make an insight check?
Sure. You can tell this man is telling the truth.
Kind of.
He's not entirely dishonest. He is here for everyone, but for what reason he likes to keep close to the chest, but you can definitely tell his arms, his hands, his fingers are in a lot of pies right now. It's almost as if he is attempting to try and ensure victory no matter what. And his presence allows for there to be a alert system, if you will.
I see.
I cast Suggestion at 8th level.
Oh, I wouldn't have done
He has
that.
disadvantage on the save.
Does have
If he's
disadvantage.
immune, no, he's not.
This is very true.
Okay.
I love that rule. I love that rule of if he's immune, no, he's not.
Yeah, if you're immune to lightning, no, you're not. Spell DC versus his wisdom, right? Or is it an intelligence check?
Suggestion. Where is it? Is it not on my spell list? I know I can cast it.
I know you've cast it
You've
before.
cast it before.
Well, it's innate for you on T.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just add it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if it's like a racial feat, then you have to. If it's a racial feature spell that you get, you have to
Yeah,
add it yourself.
it is racial.
I found that out with the Fire Genasi stuff. So
Suggestion. Yeah, there it is.
It is wisdom.
It is a wisdom saving throw, yes.
Okay. All right. Plus his proficiency.
But at disadvantage.
Are you telling the truth? Yes. Are you telling the truth? Activates mind beams.
He is going to expend a legendary resistance. Knowing him.
Yeah.
As
It was a boss fight.
you see as the spell tries to wrap around him, but you see as the head raises up and the hand just flicks, and you see as the magic dispels around him. And as the head turns towards you, now, Doctor. You should know better than to do something like that.
I'll tell you what I know better than you. I know how to treat people. I'm a doctor, after all. Stay away from Citra. I don't know what the power roiling inside of me can do yet. But I'm willing to bet my mastery over death will become even more potent. And if you even think about betraying us or using us for your own ends, I will send you to the Well of Souls myself. Am I understood?
You see as the head returns back to the table, and you hear the final click and a whir. Doctor, I've spent many years hearing threats from all across Erdzeheimel, heroes and villains alike. But you are, in fact, the first to actually make me question if whether or not I could actually win or lose. I personally will do as I continue to like. I have no intent to harm Citra Idlewind or any of you. All I intend to do is assure victory. Was that not what we who conquest for do? As you see, as he reveals this long and beautiful charged blade, as white and pure as snow. And with it you can feel the entirety of the room drop in temperature.
I've no interest in your conquest. Only ever in saving lives.
And is that not our goal? To save the star?
You didn't hear me. The star can burn out and die for all I care. Let the Juggernaut have it. I'm going to save people. Like I always have.
And that is quite uniquely the antithesis of what it is I desire. But, alas, and you see as he makes his way towards you and kind of, you see as the helm and almost the faint outline of the Lumerian eye under the glow of the helm. I personally would like to assure you our goals are the same. Every Umbrian has always thought
a way to save the star. But there are those who would much prefer to do it a violent way, much like Kaoru. I intend to do it through logical means. And the most logical path ahead of me is them, and you, and Alois.
His sneer drops at that.
To be fair, Salazar has every right to be sus of him, considering he's also aware what he put Cotton through all of the year before, too.
So unless
I
you
know
wish...
but I know the things you've done in the name of logic.
Then you are aware what I am willing to do.
Between colleagues.
Of course.
Between people who are trying to work towards the same goal, as you put it. Don't try me.
And he turns around and leaves.
I need a fucking drink.
I think we all do after all that.
You see as he kind of just stands there by himself. See as the helm tilts a bit. Everyone is so tense today.
Wonder why.
You see as he places the brand new blade as like magnets on his suit, pull it towards him.
Oh, so like Final Fantasy XIV, just whop.
Yeah, it's just there.
How does that thing stay on?
Yes.
Magic magnets. You just don't know how they work.
Magic.
Magic magnets.
Magnets.
Aaron finally gets his fucking guns complete in this game.
Hopefully I'm done hogging scenes for this.
Oh, no, you're fine.
No, it's fine.
Says the guy that barely talked in like the first 5.
Mostly because he
Fair, I
wasn't
was
here
gone
for
for
the
some of those.
That is
I
fair.
wasn't here for
But
2
also,
and 3, so...
if anything, Salazar is growing a little bit here, and I like that.
Yay!
Yeah.
As
He's trying new things.
We're
Yeah,
proud
talking.
of him.
as the lot of you make your way up to the deck of the ship, and a little bit later for Salazar, who is, finding himself with a glass of brandy.
Very just like naked frustration on his face.
Citra's just looking at him, like, tilts head without having to say it out loud. It's just the "are you okay" face. Like, ooh.
Nyx
He
also
nods.
kind of gives a look too, and is like, okay.
He casts a message to Citra.
Had a talk with Arthur.
Oh.
He won't be bothering you.
She mouths the word thank you. She doesn't say it out loud, since he messaged her about it.
Yeah. And then he clams up for a little bit.
Yeah. And then just muttering to Nyx, going, "Thank you for staying last night. That was a bit much."
Just like the tiniest little thumbs up comes from like underneath the cloak.
Yeah. Like, she actually genuinely looks a little bit better than she was last night. Friendship helps, dude. She feels supported, so it does quite a number on her mood.
Alright. As you see crossing the long bridge out from the gate room, see as Solaris, as she approaches and looks at all of you. Well, it has been nice. You are welcome back to Centauri whenever you so please.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is not the end, though. We have still much work to do. And I do not wish for any of you to feel abandoned in a place like this, a lost world for the lost souls exists. So, I will keep an eye on the Outer Realms. I will keep you all informed. And when you look to the sky in hopes for guidance, I will be there.
When we get the chance, I'm gonna bring Rudy here. I hope you know that. He would love to meet you.
I look forward to it.
Just a big old grin from Wenry.
And as you hear the hum of your ship come alive as that massive golden ring of sand appears, and as a gate before it opens, leading back to the prime material plane.
And away we go!
Everybody falls over.
Wenry's probably the only one still standing. Well, Wenry, Arthur, and Rolloy.
Yeah.
Rolloy fell over because it's fun.
Okay.
It's just Dark Helmet being thrown into the back wall.
As a lot of you find yourselves flying through the realms, as you see the massive colors and the golden shape of this tunnel, as you finally just come out of this lightning speed, and then and as you all find yourselves just flying just slightly overhead of the massive world tree that is found in Alanon, overseeing
like, "Ooh,
cities
that's a big
upon
tree."
cities upon cities.
Told you the ship was fast.
Yeah. And that's
it
a big
certainly
tree.
is.
Citra only remembers one other big tree, and that was the original cloud top.
And for the first time, especially for you, Arya, this familiar place, this land that you had once traveled over 100 years ago. So much has changed, but in a weird way, it hasn't.
Can you see the cloud top from here, the new one?
As you look out towards the west, you see is kind of like these tall stone pillars just at the peaks of them, as you see kind of just this dense forest, but also something far more different about this land has come into view. You've noticed towards the center of Alanon looks like to be this massive mound of earth. As to anyone that knows of Alanon, a great deal of it used to be general flatland. A large prairie. And this mound, it could be ultimately described as almost a mountain at this point. Something is changing. You've also noticed just to the northwest, the water, the ford that used to exist just solely there, that massive water, river and lake, is now continuing all the way through the south, and a great deal of the land of Alanon has split to the west.
Citra's probably seen maps of Alernon enough to go, that's different. Cobalt Soul, she can remember at least maps.
Yeah. History would tell you that the land is changing.
We weren't gone for too long.
Can Nyx try to discern if this is like a natural change or just an unnatural change?
This is
Kind
very unnatural. Like just
just
nature itself. You can tell that nature energy here is chaotic. Many of the trees that made the Evergreen Grove are now beginning to slowly turn into more autumn colors in the beginning of the year. Almost as if they're dying.
Maybe we should get down to the grove. Something seems really not right.
Yeah, Nyx is staring at it, just like...
That is a world tree, right?
Yes. That is a world tree.
So maybe it can tell you what's going on.
I think Salazar would side-eye next at that point.
Nyx is like, we need to go there. I feel like we need to go there, but...
Well, we were supposed to be going to Evergreen. It's where we're gonna hide and then go for the library, so...
Well, let's scope out a good spot to land.
Kind of like pacing a little bit, just looking at the land.
The land has definitely changed, without a doubt. As you get close and you begin to land towards the town at the bottom of the world tree, you can see as several individuals whose heads are turning at the magic flying ship in the middle of a very nature-based city.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Do we have a mass invisibility on this thing?
Well, I mean, I can cover it in a fog, but that's really not invisibility.
And it only lasts for so long. Well, they did say something about wards.
I can stay here on the ship and make sure nobody finds it. And if anybody does, I can make sure they don't remember it.
Okay.
Something compels me to stay behind in this leg of your journey.
It's your sanity.
Yes.
That's what it
Purchase
is.
the Royaloy DLC.
Rolai, what the heck is DLC?
I'm price skated out of this campaign.
Roloi,
He'll explain it in the next patch.
yeah, Rolloy's going the full Garrus Vicarian, could you come back a minute? I'm doing these calibrations.
Yeah, you talk to him and the text box just shows up and then the price tag at the bottom. What the hell?
So yeah, I think we all agree that we're just gonna land and probably beeline it to the tree.
Yeah.
Seems to be
We'll
the
be good.
case.
I'll cast something.
You seem powerful enough to keep this ship safe.
Yes, I do, don't
That
I?
is specifically his
Man,
job
you wouldn't
right
believe
now.
the spell he had to use
Yeah.
to get this thing. You have no
Citra-
idea the spell he used to get this thing to turn into the Sandtide. Hooey.
Yeah. See. You remember how we were all stop giving him compliments? His head's growing too big. Don't put Citra near him too much, okay? She's too nice.
As you all land and find yourselves here within the Evergreen Grove, this massive space, as you can see at the bottom of the tree, there's this lack of guardship, as many of the individuals that live here have kind of huddled away into their homes, and the very few that do walk the streets you can see are just the Grove Guard and kind of just keeping an eye out. But you can see as descending some of the first few steps is this massive archdruid man, as he comes close and he recognizes you, Nyx.
Nyx comes forward, worried.
You are a sight for sore eyes.
What's going on?
I'm not exactly sure. We have tried to extend our prayers to the Evergreen Guide. We have not had any recent return of those prayers.
They don't know. Nyx.
Nyx pins their ears back a little bit, nervous. And all of a sudden it's like, oh
No, she's not talking about Nyx's deity thing, but like, she'll, it's like, I don't mean to interrupt, but you don't know about what happened with the gods?
You see, as his head turns, what has happened with the gods?
They're gone. I had a direct connection with Erithis. She's my grandmother, and Canis with Bahamut. We watched them die.
Nature is unbalanced.
And the Acolyte has been lying to us.
What have they been telling you?
Who?
Daughter of Mirthari. She informed us that the goddess has been in need of pulling back her power. Nature is dying here with the tree. It tells us it is everywhere. My suspicions had been erased, but I did not know of this.
Did we see anything about the Evergreen Guide, or is it just the main that we saw? Because I know that either most of them died or the rest fled.
A good chunk of them had died in the ensuing onslaught, but the rest have fled into the astral to who knows where.
Yeah, so she'll pause, and then it's possible she fled, but most of the prime deities they're dead.
Let me see if there's anything I can do to help. Please.
Of course.
Go get him, Bruce.
Get him, press.
Yeah. I don't want to give Nyx stage fright right now.
Citra is doing her best to kind of help be moral support to pay back what Nyx did. That was really sweet. She's aware that Nyx isn't like a big speaker type thing, so she's like, I'll stay right here with you to help fill in any extra information.
Thumbs up.
As Nyx attempts to connect to the tree, it is oddly silent. It does not attempt to try and reach back.
Nyx furrows their brow.
Did Fuchsia tell you anything about the Evergreen Guide?
No, Fuchsia wouldn't know much about the Evergreen Guide, as far as I know.
I mean, she was in the Faerun, wasn't she? Did Fuchsia mention anything about the Evergreen Guide, or no?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Not her bag.
Not
Gotcha.
her bag. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, fair.
But it's odd that it's just quiet. But I wonder if there's anything else I can do here. And Nyx tries to give some energy to the tree. Just to see if there's anything they can do. See response. Testing the waters.
As you attempt to pull the energy from yourself in nature magic as well, as you attempt to give, it is like attempting to try and put a drop of water in a massive bucket. It wouldn't even begin to stir.
Feels empty, which is odd.
So either something's up or the acolyte is right, and either she's gone or dead. Maybe in hiding.
We don't know yet.
See as Aor steps up to the tree and kind of just feels it. World trees are usually filled with a lot of magic. Nature magic is derived from these things. But it is empty.
Water's wet.
Almost as if it was siphoned.
Telling the biologist how how biology works.
No, but Citra does perk up
Not
on
Aor
that.
mansplaining the world tree right now.
Yeah, that's
Tree-splaining.
That's how Nick feels.
Explaining.
But
What
it's
I'm
good
trying to say, something is not just only draining the tree, but it's draining the very land itself. I have my suspicions that whatever that mound is within the fields of Al-Anon has something to do with that.
Yes, because that's different.
Don't we have to go in that direction?
No, that's to the east. We're heading west.
So this transformation of the land is being fueled by the energy of the tree.
Whatever's transforming the land is feeding off of the tree to terraform it even further.
It's
Whichever the case.
parasitic.
I wonder if it's a self-defense mechanism of some sort.
How so?
Unless we go to investigate, I don't think we'll find out.
I'm not sure.
Looking back to the Archdruid, how long has this been going on for?
A little over 3 months now.
We've been gone for that long. Like, that just hit Citra. We've been gone for quite a bit.
Welcome to my world!
How does he hear us from all the way over there?
Big floppy ears!
How could we get him?
Don't ask. It's just Roloy.
It's just Rolloy.
I am omnipresent.
Just suddenly right there next to us.
Stay on the ship.
There's
He
so
takes
many
a
things.
swing at the weird ghost goat.
Ow! I was kidding! I'm going back to the ship. You guys are violent.
Has anyone investigated the mound?
No. We've been more concerned with a lot of the more dangerous aspects that have been causing us to believe that the death of this forest is caused by that. And kind of just pointing towards the north end, and it's just a good chunk of the forest has just turned sickly and black.
Citra remember seeing that with Tasha when she had those things summoned, right? Just it decay with the knuckle of me. I'm not saying I want to fight that thing a 15th time though. Tasha, put it back! Okay, you're no fun.
Thinking of the order of things that we need to do. We do need to gather information. We need to make sure that we do things very quietly. However, if the world tree goes quiet and silent, I worry about what balance it will cause the rest of the star.
Well, like you said, we need information first, and we need to get to that library.
But that's the opposite way of the mound.
I know. Like, she's not trying to force an answer, she's just like, she's aware of how torn this is right now.
This is very troublesome, because we don't know the situation with this thing. If we don't know, then we can't really make a sound decision. Because if it can wait, then we can get information. But if we can't wait, and it dies by the time that we're getting information goes,
well,
I don't know what I can do.
Can we not ask Reloy to go over that way?
I would have to go with him.
Purchase the DLC.
Citra's got money, okay? I don't know what you want.
I would have to go with him.
On that, I agree. This does seem up in Nex's area of expertise.
I don't want us to lose our heading and lose our ground before we even get started here. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about. How troublesome.
See, as Sav kind of steps over, we could split ourselves up, cover both areas. It's frustrating as it.
Party is such a hard thing to do, though.
But we are a pretty big group.
Which is why I think Dr. Salazar should join us.
Very well.
You have the ability to teleport. As one might be able to at least perform some means of scrying. You can try and find Citra. And then we teleport straight to her.
Salazar adjusts the regulator on his belt. Never teleporting again without that thing on.
No more
He did
wild
not
magic.
give that back.
He doesn't expect you guys to.
They didn't ask for it back first. We know we've all got
Good.
ours.
I wasn't going to give it.
So, what is this team split you're thinking of then?
I have to go to the mound.
That I knew.
Then you, Guinness, Eeyore, Arya, Winry, and that guy. You see his Arthur just standing there like a fucking statue.
Citra has the, she's trying so hard not to make a reaction, but that look of please don't.
Nyx makes the reaction for Citra.
Arya notices Citra seems a little uncomfortable and just asks "Are you okay?
No.
What the fuck happened? Who do I need? Who
She
do I
just
need
kind of pulls
to hurt?"
Arya and Saw aside, and just the same time mentions exactly what happened with Arthur. She doesn't mention the whole Salazar and Nyx thing. Just kind of that was private, but you know.
Yeah.
Arya just openly scowls at Arthur.
You all worry so greatly.
Give us a reason not to.
I'm here, am I not?
That's the problem.
My presence alone has provided not only all of your survival, but also will continue to do so. I am one of the brightest minds in all of Erzheimel by far none.
That's yet to be seen.
No, he's right.
I can personally vouch that Arthur will in fact be aiding us in this endeavor. He is an incredibly intelligent individual. And his loyalties have been confirmed.
Very well. I don't trust him, but I trust you. So, fine.
He, like, blinks.
Yes,
Citra
I
gives him a
suppose.
thumbs up.
You see,
Like,
as
see?
he kind of just, as he just continues to proceed forward. Yes, I suppose all is as it is. Que sera, sera, as they say.
He's speaking in Elven.
Citra just like mentions to him, going, "See, I told
Actually,
you
I believe
people
that's
like you."
halfling.
No, it's not.
Well, it depends
Trust
on
me, I know
where in the
halfling when I
dialect.
hear it.
Mayhaps you may ask River Dustlake for the clarification.
Do
Yeah.
not say that name.
You two can thank Bracky for making halfling Spanish in this world.
Oh shit. Is what
Okay.
Latina?
He's Mexican, yes. Oh,
Bracky.
Right.
It's a very particular halfling dialect. Anyways, I will proceed onward with the lot of you towards the library, and the rest of you can go and inspect this mound.
Right. She's looking at Salazar with the okay.
Oh,
He just
don't
nods
forget
at
to
her.
take notes.
He's a doctor. Of course he takes notes.
The fact
I
is,
just
just
look
can't
behind me,
read
there's a
them.
skeleton with a notepad.
the mix also rolls their eyes because they also take fucking notes
Yeah.
of their nature shit. It's just like, whatever. Just
I will say this: in walking order, Citra will be as far away from Arthur the entire time.
okay. So we have our missions. I
Yep.
will try to keep sending on hand to communicate with everyone if we find anything that needs to be addressed immediately or not.
I have sending as well, and I think Canis does.
I do.
I also have sending.
All right.
Oh,
All of us are spellcasters. He just
Yeah.
like
We
blinks
are.
and realizes it.
Yeah.
I don't think Arya has sending though.
well,
The bard.
actually,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're in good company because the rest of us do.
Okay, cool.
as you
I'm
see
the
as
odd one out.
Arthur, as he lifts his coat and you see kind of just this very wide pocket as he reaches deep in and he pulls out this massive silver suitcase before placing it down, and as he clicks it open, revealing what looks like to be these small round metallic devices. On the backside of them, they have pins. Special devices that I have been developing for quite some time for long-range communication. It is quite useful when you are in need to speak to others in times of uncertainty.
Is this a pearl link?
They're sending
A
stones.
liberal.
Yeah.
They're basically
I mean, we had
high-tech.
We had rings of
Yeah.
yeah.
We had the earrings of
In-
communication.
Those only
Yeah,
have like
in
1,000
Sandtime.
feet, but those only have like 1,000 feet
Yeah,
range. So this
it was
is
very
sending
limited.
stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then that actually helps and saves a spell slot.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Are you okay?
Said, just felt a bad taste in my mouth. What?
Offers an Celsium candy. It's a little spicy.
They were trying to say thank you to Arthur. It's just like, nah,
I know, but-
still don't fucking trust him. Nope, that's too far right now.
Yeah. No, but Citra is honestly giving you a little Celsium candy. It's essentially a little
Pops it in.
You know, like the cinnamon like fireball candies that used to
Ooh,
exist
cinnamon.
Red Hot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Red Hots.
Yeah. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Big Red.
Yeah.
Very much one of their favorite kind of candy spices. Hell yeah.
Visit a Celsium and I can get you more.
Very good.
Very well. As you see, as Arthur already begins walking away along with Aor.
Yeah.
Onward!
Her two favorite people to be around right now. Citra just has this longing look to the other half of the group, like, okay, bye guys.
Salazar just pats Citra on the shoulder.
We'll be back together again soon. She just pats the hand before she has to go follow. Not that she has any hard time catching up with anybody.
Yeah, it's a monk, yeah.
Zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom.
Salazar pauses for a moment before looking over his shoulder at the rest of the group.
Be well.
You too.
He looks at Canis. Don't screw it up. Turns around and leaves.
Nicest thing I believe you said to me.
Nix gives like a little cheeky smile. Just like, yeah. But we should go.
Yeah.
Alright, as a lot of you split your ways as the party separates quite a bit.
We split the team.
Don't you know you never split the party?
Yeah, but our party is like 9 dudes now.
Yeah. In preparation of what is to come, as the lot of you separate far, far from the Evergreen Grove, as you all begin to traverse the land of Al-Anon once again. And as such, that is where we're going to go ahead and end today's session.
Oh. And then we gotta wait an extra week.
Yeah.
Cleric's in the back.
Because-
He's a fighter's hale and hearty.
Alrighty. So with that being said, okay. So, we're gonna go ahead, jump on to some relatively quick announcements, and then we're gonna head on off. So, actually, for us, we will not be uploading the week of Valentine's Day, or the weekend of Valentine's Day, just so that way we can maintain our usual schedule of episodes. I will be busy with a thing, and also people will be doing Valentine's Day. So, of course, you know, this comes out a few weeks after. It is what it is. But if we are down a week, you guys will know over on our social media. To which follow us on Blue Skies. It really helps knowing when things are up and when they are not. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Also. I will be not streaming for a little while. I have to take care of some projects. I also have to do a lot of scheduling with a lot of voice actors. Unfortunately, it's just I don't have enough time in the week in order to do live stream and, you know, work at the same time. So
Man, those
I'm
troublesome voice actors you work with.
I know, right?
I love them all. They're so... They're so good. But yes, I will be taking the next week off for live streams. I don't think I have anything else major to announce. Of course, you are more than welcome to check out our podcasts of the show. It is over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other platforms that somehow make it onto those platforms. Do go check them out. It helps a lot. And yeah, I think that's it for me. Connor, how you know?
They should be. They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky, at Distortion Devil, Instagram, at Connor McKinley VA. You can find my TTRPG-centric content over at youtube.com/Devils and Dice Rolls as well. I have a Patreon for the channel as well, now that you can also support if you like. Be sure to take care of yourself first and foremost, but it is there. And that's about it for me.
Alrighty.
Blue!
Hi, it's me, Casanate. Not much else. I've got a lot of guest things to do that I can't mention who and when and why. Because that's spoilers, but I got guest art to finish. Because we've got guests coming up, guys. Other than that, I've been doing my best to stream on Twitch. A lot of commission work lately, to be fair, because it's a big one. Otherwise, I'm hanging out in friend streams, whether it be Connor or Aaron and so on and so forth. And that's really all about it. I'm mostly active on Blue Sky because I'm never touching Twitter again. I nuked that account entirely. So yeah, you'll probably see fun posts from me about D6, but a lot of other art is behind a not yet spoiler wall. Damn. So other than that, I'm gonna hand it over to you, Mal.
Huh? You can find any of my content for Twitter, Blue Sky, and Twitch at Sir Malervic. But beyond that, I really just show up in my friends' streams, which occasionally Connor's, and a handful of other friends. But that's it from me, since I'm not really working on anything special. How about you there, Tara?
Nothing real big going on for me. I did have my first solo stream recently on Twitch.
Ooh.
I'm deciding to challenge myself to stream once a week at twitch.tv/AsterHavoc. I changed my naming format. I'm not using my actual name there. Yeah. I've used that one for ages. That one's older than even my previous username. Besides that, you can find me on Blue Sky at Tara Corbin VO, or on YouTube, just Tara Corbin. What about you, Ray?
Howdy, I'm Ray, also known as Key Ink and Calligraphy Ink on various platforms, including Blue Sky and Tumblr, and occasionally Twitch when I'm working on stuff that I'm allowed to show. But other than that, I'm going to be enjoying the next week in general, just working on stuff as well as enjoying like a lovely time of I think I'm watching a like Japanese drum show on Valentine's Day with like friends and family. So it's just like, ooh,
sounds
fun
fun.
stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna be in Orlando. Whee!
Yay!
I'm gonna go say hi to B.
B.
Yeah.
But I think that's
Yep,
that's
B and
all
Leanne.
from me. Passing on to Kendra.
Alright, well, not much going on my end. Primarily, I'm just trying to focus on schoolwork, which thankfully I'm doing pretty good at. But
Congrats!
Yay!
it's just
Congratulations!
hard to maintain it constantly, and I'm almost wondering if I want to take the next session, take a break. But anyway, we'll figure that out. Oh, right, I forgot to introduce. Hi, everyone, I'm Kendra. I'm Transient Day on a few places around the internet. Primarily, I'm going to be active on Tumblr and Blue Sky. And for those of you who checked, I did have my Twitter still active for a while, but now it is gone. Vamoose. Poof. There is no more Twitter for Transient Day. So any Transient Day on Twitter, it's not me. I'm not sure what else I'm really going to be doing. I'm probably going to be just hanging out with people and stuff. But no, my life is schoolwork.
Fair enough. Alright. Well then, that being said, nothing else pressing?
Like and subscribe.
Of course, every time.
Sign up for our Patreon.
Woo.
Yes!
Share with your friends. Share with your enemies.
Alright, well then, that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We hope that you stay safe out there. And as always, see you next Sunday. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye!
Bye!
Except not next week, because we're gone!
Yeah!